part of something amazing.
Hawks. Sakino doubled him in. Ziegler and Namoa doubled him in 2 batters later. 1-0. That's changeup missing low. 2 balls, no strikes. And then Ziegler and Namoa thrown out at second base. 2 runs, 3 hits in this inning. They'll check on Lancaster at first. He's back in standing up. You see Riverside in white. The UCR letter logo on the left chest. Numbers in blue outlined in yellow. Runner goes 2-0. That comes inside, and they'll have no throw to second base. Another great jump from Lancaster. There was no chance for Bergen to get up and get a throw to second because that was in on Quant's feet. That's the second stolen base in the inning. This time it's Lancaster who picks up stolen base number 5. He is 5 for 5. 3-0 to Quant. That's a called strike, belt high, a fastball on the inner half. It's 3-1. Quant's been getting pretty comfortable hitting from the right side. Now that he's added that back into his repertoire, switch hitter who just was exclusively left last year. 3-1. Quant swings, bounces it up the third baseline. It goes foul. And it's 3-2. The other part of this inning and the length of this inning is that O'Brien has had to throw a lot of pitches. 27 unofficially out of O'Brien's left hand. Full count, 2 out, top of the first. Pitch to Quan. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Pitch running on the inner half. That's the final out of the top of the first inning. But Hawaii strikes early. 2 runs come in on 3 hits. No errors. And 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first. It's Hawaii 2. UC Riverside coming to the plate as you're listening to Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Building a winning program requires vision, careful planning, and expert execution. Since 1994, Ushijima Architects has provided the highest quality professional planning and design services for various projects throughout our state. Our highly experienced team provides the full spectrum of services, from feasibility studies and master plans to complete architectural design work. Call us today at 808-946-9544. Ushijima Architects is a proud sponsor of University of Hawaii Baseball.
Sports Stand Sporting Goods is Hawaii's best baseball and softball store. At Sports Stand, you'll experience the largest selection of baseball and softball gloves and bats in Hawaii. You know the rules. Quality sporting goods always at a price you can afford. Stop by Sports Stand Sporting Goods in beautiful downtown Waipio, 94-547 Ukea Street, Suite 303. Or give them a call at 808-676-STAN. That's 808-676-7826. Remember, at Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii plates 2 in the top of the first inning, and we'll see what UC Riverside can do against Sebastian Gonzalez. Here is the Highlander batting order for head coach Justin Johnson in his 5th season. Robert Pitts in center field will lead off, followed by Manoa Chapman at second base. Griffin Harrison, the shortstop, hitting third. Andrew Rivas, the cleanup hitter, batting and playing at first base. Michael Weber, the DH, hits 5th. Tyler Gordon at third base bats 6th. Hitting 7th in right field is David Whittle. Jacob Badawi playing in left field. He had to chase down a couple of doubles in the top half of the inning. He is hitting 8th. And Ethan Bergen, the catcher, hitting 9th as they face Sebastian Gonzalez. His longest outing came last Friday against Northeastern. 4 1/3 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits. 3 strikeouts and a walk. A no decision for Gonzalez. No wins, no losses, a 5.73 earned run average in 11 innings. 10 strikeouts to 3 walks. A batting average against of 289. Pitts hitting from the right side as the corner infielders pinch in, and Pitts takes a called strike, 0-1. Pitts hitting 293. 7 runs driven in. Next pitch to the junior is swung on. It's foul tipped at the plate, 0-2. He does have the speed, which is why you see him at the top of the lineup. 8 stolen bases of UC Riverside's 18. 0-2. This one's sprayed out of play to the right, foul. Right beyond the trees. Still 0-2. We'll give you the Hawaii defense in a moment. As Gonzalez nods, the 0-2 pitch, swing, and that's fouled back to the screen. The Hawaii defense left to right, Kamana Nahaku, Matthew Miura, Jared Quant. Third to first in the infield, Zage Lancaster, Elijah Iquez, Shunsuke Sakaino, and Ben Ziegler-Namoa. Connor Palmera is catching Gonzalez. 0-2 delivery. Swing, and this one floated down the right field line. That's foul. And Pitts has fought off the last 3. Still an 0-2 count. Gonzalez, fastball, slider, and changeup in his repertoire. 0-2. Fastball up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It kind of feels weird. This is a 6 o'clock start, and normally it's at 7, but I feel like we're factoring in daylight savings time before he even comes here on Sunday. 1-2. Pitts, chopper toward third, picked up by Lancaster on the low hop. His throw to first is offline, and it goes into foul ground. Racing for second is Pitts. He will get there on the throwing error. Are they going to call it a hit? They're going to call that, they're going to call that an error. The scoreboard on the bottom, it says it's a double. And then on the top, it says error. They're going to call it a hit and an error. So Pitts will get credit for the single. I guess they believe he could have beaten that out, maybe because it was a tough play for Lancaster. And then the throwing error allows Pitts to get to second. So base runner in scoring position early. Hawaii leading 2-0, bottom of the first. And here's Manoa Chapman hitting 295. Takes a fastball up and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Chapman, a sophomore. Second on the team with 10 runs driven in. Count it 1-0. Gonzalez looks at second. Next pitch, that drops for a strike. 1-1. Pitts wearing that pink oven mitt / hand protector. A slide into a base trying to steal it. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball over the outside part of the plate. As Gonzalez went to the slide step on that delivery, it's 1-2. Pitch. Fastball misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That time went back to that normal delivery out of the stretch. 2-2. Pitts decently off the second. Pitch to the plate. Swing. This is lined into left center field. That's going to drop for a hit. Pitts is going to get around third and easily score. Racing for second is Chapman. He takes a big turn and stays right there. It is an RBI double for Chapman, and it's 2-1 Hawaii as UCR cuts the lead in half. There is plenty of real estate in this outfield. This outfield plays big. And that one dropped in the gap in left center, and Miura had to track that one down just shy of the warning track. Chapman's 11th RBI. It's 2-1 here in the bottom of the first, and still with nobody out. Here's Griffin Harrison, the shortstop. Harrison leads the team with 11 runs driven in. Batting average of .278 for the redshirt junior. Gonzalez hands above the belt. He fires. A fastball up and outside. 1-0. Speaking of this outfield, 400 to dead center, 330 down the lines, And it is 380 to the alleys. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball left up. Harrison empty. 1 ball, 1 strike. One of the things we'll do over the course of the weekend, and I'll be here today and Sunday, tomorrow, person TBD, 1-1, swing. That's hard hit through the left side, a base hit. They're going to hold up Chapman at third as Nahaku brings it back in. But UC Riverside threatening. First 3 reach base. And you got runners at the corners now with nobody out. And Andrew Rivas will step up. Rivas hitting .349 with 8 runs driven in. A single, a double, and a single. That's how UC Riverside has gotten going against Gonzalez. 2-1 Hawaii, bottom of the first, and out of the Hawaii dugout, first base side comes Rich Hill. You kind of figured that was going to happen. Was just kind of waiting for it to happen, and given Gonzalez's start, where he has thrown 15 pitches early, has not been able to record an out, and for the most part has just featured a fastball only. Haven't really seen the slider, change up maybe once or twice, but we mostly seen him just throw the fastball. And UC Riverside early on, they've made okay contact against Gonzalez. Updating what's going on out in Santa Barbara. CSUN with a 3-2 lead on UCSB. That's in the top of the 9th inning. That would be considered an upset, considering that game is being played at Caesar Uesaka Stadium. Everything else is just underway. Got underway at the top of the hour. 5-1 Cal Poly, top of the second. It's one of those games. Pitch to Rivas, a fastball low. 1 ball, no strikes. UC San Diego and Cal State Bakersfield are scoreless, bottom of the second. And Long Beach State leads UC Irvine 3-1, bottom of the first. 1-0 to Rivas. Gonzalez's pitch. Fastball, misses upstairs, 2-0. And he's not really all over the place. A bit high, a bit outside. He hasn't been wild. 2-0. Swing, and that's line back foul by Rivas, 2-1. But that Pitts at bat to open up the bottom of the first when he fouled off 4 in a row, got himself a base hit, 2-1. Fastball high and in, 3-1. That at bat from Pitts really set the tone. Just like the Miura at bat in the top of the first helped set the tone for Hawaii getting a couple of runs there, putting together a good at bat against O'Brien. 3-1. Fastball is popped up, left side of the infield. Shortstop Iquez looking up high into the sky. He makes the catch. And there is the first down of the inning. That'll bring Michael Weber to the plate. He's the DH. Michael Weber, I beg your pardon. And he 125 with an RBI. 2-1 Hawaii. We're in the bottom of the first. Gonzalez to the plate. And a fastball is lined back foul. Chapman's at third. Harrison is at first. A run already plated in on Chapman's RBI double to left center. 0-1. The pitch. Fastball runs outside. 1-1 to Weber. One thing about Justin Johnson's squad, he's got a few freshmen that have come in, but he's got a lot of juniors and seniors lining this team. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball stayed middle of the plate, but Weber out in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Weber's got the long sleeves on. It's a cold night. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That stayed on the inside half. And Weber retired for the second out of the inning. That's a big K for Gonzalez. He's really needed to battle back after giving up hits to the first three hitters in the lineup. Tyler Gordon up. 2 out, 2 on. 2-1 Hawaii, bottom of the first. Gordon hitting .326, a home run, 7 RBI. Left-handed hitter. Gonzalez's pitch is cut on and missed. Late on the fastball, kept down in the zone, strike one. You see Riverside 8-5. That's the fourth best non-conference record in the Big West. Next pitch missing low. They'll snap one over to first. And back in is Harrison. It was a little off his line as that pitch was down and wasn't really sure if Palmera was going to be able to keep that in front of him or not. But the start to the year for the Highlanders, they've gone to a couple of extra inning games. I think the highlight for them, they had a weekend where California Baptist and Utah were here, took a game from Utah, now in the Big 12. Next pitch is high. Scoreboard reads 1-2. I think it's 2-1. That last pitch was in the dirt. Pitch. That's low and outside. Gonzalez trying to find his way out of this and keep it to just one run. Pitch. Swing. And this one's sent down the left field line. It's in foul territory. Nahaku giving it a run. He's going to dive, but he's going to fall short of it as it lands foul. Again, there is a whole ton of foul ground, and Nahaku actually was able to go a really long way from his position in left. He's kind of shaded a little closer to the line and somewhat shallow, but he covered a lot of ground and dove right in front of the bullpen mound, but missed it by maybe about 3 feet. Here's the pitch. Swing and a bouncer up the middle. Iquez underneath his glove into center. That's going to score Chapman. Into third goes Harrison. He was on the move, and we're tied. Iquez going to his left. They're going to call that an error. Going to his left. It's a somewhat difficult play, but it did go under his glove as he was moving to his side, and it is a 2-2 game. Already 2 Hawaii errors in this inning. Lancaster's throwing error that earlier in the inning was scored as a single. That was on the leadoff hitter, Pitts. He singled, got to second on the throwing error, and there, the fielding error on Iquez. So 2-2. There's David Whittle, right-handed hitter, who swings at the first pitch and fouls it over the screen and out of play. Whittle coming in, hitting .192. Junior has a home run and 6 RBI. Oh, 1. Swing and a miss. Fastball off the plate away. 0-2. So Harrison at third, Gordon at first. That last play, of course, with the error, no RBI. And it's an unearned run against Gonzalez. 0-2. That pitch is high. Runner from first runs. They throw it over to third, and they got the runner caught there, and he's out. They tried to put on that play with the runner from first going to see if they'd throw and get that runner from third coming down the line. But Palmera faked the throw, and they caught Harrison too far off of third. And that ends the inning 2-5, caught stealing. But UC Riverside does tie the game here in the first. 2 runs come in on 3 hits, 2 Hawaii errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 1, we're tied at 2. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
This place they call paradise, I call my home. Best to be born and raised local ground.
With hotels, condo resorts, and vacation rentals on 5 Hawaiian islands, Castle Resorts and Hotels is a Kama'aina favorite. When you need a place to stay to attend a tournament, family function, or a golf getaway, visit castleresorts.com for special Kama'aina rates.
H-A-W-A, 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 there ain't no other place like these islands.
Castle Resorts and Hotels. Born in Hawaii, built on hospitality, inspired by aloha.
H-A-W-A, there ain't no other place like these islands.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Top of the second, no score. Or, I'm sorry, 2-2 your score. Kind of feels like you go back to 0 if you're tied after 1. Kind of treat it like a brand new game. 2-2 your score. Kamana Nahaku stepping in to start the top of the second. Nahaku hitting 381. 4 runs driven in. And the first pitch to the right-handed hitter is a curveball up high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. We talked to Rich Hill about him earlier in our pregame show, and he said Nahaku's been a hard guy to get out as that fastball runs over middle in, strike 1. And he's pretty much secured that left field spot. And that's made it a little bit easier. Nahaku just staying out there in left and Ziegler Namoa being able to stay at first. 1-1. That's a breaking ball. Change up low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And you're not even looking at that situation from the standpoint of matchups either. 2-1. Fastball high and outside, 3-1. And so really from that perspective, and if you followed Rich Hill now in his 4th year, you know that he is someone that he can be maniacal with his lineups. 3-1. Fastball's high and a leadoff walk for the second consecutive inning. This time Nahaku reaches. But if someone starts slumping, he's not afraid to make some changes. And as of right now, this is probably the most set with a lineup that he has had maybe in his 4 years with Hawaii. Really the only area that you see the question mark is at catcher. Draven Nushida, the designated hitter, batting .424. And he shows bunt, pulls it back, and the first pitch nicks the outside corner for strike 1. 8 runs batted in for the transfer from Cal State Fullerton. He's kind of nabbed that everyday job at the DH spot. 0-1, curveball, Nushida, bouncer, what a stab at short, slides to his right. Throw to second will get the lead runner there. Nushida is going to be safe at first, no throw. But what a play at short by Harrison on a ball that very much could have gotten into left field, but he slid to his right, was able to backhand it, get up, throw over to Chapman, and get the lead runner. Fielder's choice, 6-4. And here's Connor Palmera. So Nushida at first, 1 away. Tied at 2, top of the second. And they'll step over, throw to first. And Ushida's back. You talk about the catcher position. It's a good thing Palmera is here. Rich Hill said it before the game. Palmera better offensively as he takes a called strike right on the inside part of the plate. Palmera coming in hitting .231 with 5 runs batted in. It's really a tale of 2 different catchers. Palmera better offensively. Faldo defensively. That next pitch. Look at a slider running in on his hands, and he couldn't hold up his swing. It's 0-2. But what I thought was interesting was when Coach Hill earlier said, you might run a 3-man rotation at catcher. 0-2. Fastball. Chopper, a one-hopper back to the pitcher. O'Brien to second for 1. On to first. Double play. 1-6-3 to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no base runners left. We'll go to the bottom of the second, tied at 2. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua. Hi, this is Eddie. I'm the lead lumber for Hardware Hawaii, Kailua. I like helping customers find what they need. It's not like another stranger just shopping here. My customers are like my friends, and then I just help them all, and I feel good. And it just makes my day. We're out here in the lumberyard ready to serve you.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
This is Kanoa Leahy inviting you to watch Kapeva by the Hawaii Community Foundation. It's a new podcast that delves into some of the biggest challenges we face in our community. Join me as I sit down with experts and community leaders and discuss legitimate solutions and actions to improve life for all of us here in Hawaii. Watch Kapeva on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other major streaming platforms from the Hawaii Community Foundation. We believe in a better Hawaii.
Aloha, this is Stan Mahilona from Sports Stan. You're listening to University of Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Tiny twos, we go to the bottom of the second inning. It will be 7, 8, 9 for UC Riverside after Harrison was caught off of third to end the inning. So David Whittle will lead off once again, facing Sebastian Gonzalez. Hawaii Baseball brought to you by the Hawaii Wall and Ceiling Industry Association. They are hiring journeymen and apprentices. Grow your career and go to hwcia.com. That's hwcia.com today to apply. So Whittle back here. Right-handed hitter, hitting 192 is the junior, and the pitch to him is down and away, ball one. Lights have been on. Sky's now fully dark. 1-0. Swing. This one, a towering fly ball. That will go out of play to the right. Right toward the, I think it's like patio seating area. They've got it on both sides where just want to hang out. They've got tables. Some of them have little umbrellas on top of them, and you can just sit there and eat something, drink something, watch the game. 1-1. That's down low. 2 balls and a strike to Whittle. It's a reminder for us, if we mention the stadium really quickly, that this is kind of a farewell in a way. 2-1. 2-1 is low. 3 balls and a strike. This is a farewell in a way because with Hawaii going to the Mountain West in baseball in the 2027 season, this is the last time Hawaii will be here in conference. And the 3-1 comes high and inside for ball 4. And Whittle will reach base to start the bottom of the second inning. So here and there, we'll do some little stadium notes and kind of tell you a few things that make some of these ballparks unique. Certainly, the Riverside Sports Complex, which is also known as the Plex, has several things that make it unique. There's a fastball, a called strike up in the zone. 0-1 to Badawi. Badawi hitting 167 with an RBI. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Now a throw to first on the ball up high, and the runner's back. 1 ball and 1 strike. I remember several years ago, thinking back during the COVID era, 1-1, bunt shown again. They pull the bat back, and the pitch misses inside. 2-1. So during the COVID era, nobody could be in here, so it's got to have been the 2021 season. And the workaround for watching the game, runner goes, 2-1 is popped in the air out toward right. Quant jogs in, makes the catch. Runner will retreat back to first, and there's the first down of the inning.
Inning 9 for the Highlanders.
So 1 away, 1 on.
Ethan.
And
Bergen.
Ethan Bergen will step in. The catcher hitting 160 with 2 RBI. And so I can remember looking out beyond right field. There's a park. It's an expansive park out beyond right. There's trees that line most of the outfield, but there's a spot right in right center where there are no trees as Bergen swings at the first pitch and misses strike 1. And Alex Beza, who played at Hawaii for a couple of years, his family, they traveled a lot from Utah, went to a number of the games in California. 0-1. Fastball is driven high in the air out toward left center field. Miura, the center fielder, moving to his right toward left center field. He makes the catch for out number 2. Bergen just got under it. There's the second out of the inning, and Robert Pitts coming up at the top of the order. 2-2 your score, bottom of the second inning. And so you didn't have to come into the ballpark, just pitch at 10. I think they brought their dog, too, and they were just out there in right center watching the game. Not a lot of places in the Big West where you could just kind of get around that. Pitts takes a slider high and away, 1 ball, no strikes. And it's very different. You look out in right, it's an expansive park. You look out in left and in center, and you got roadway. Runner goes, pitch is low. Here's the throw to second. It's high, and the runner's safe. Whittle steals second with his second stolen base of the season. In fact, they have high netting out in left field to ensure, well, they hope that a home run ball doesn't go out on the street. We're right in like a street corner where this ballpark is. 2-0. Fastball low and in. Palmera couldn't find it initially, but keeps it in front of him to his right. Runner doesn't advance, and the count's 3-0. When you think of where everything else is in relation to this ballpark, it feels like a couple of minutes away. The student recreation center is where basketball plays. 3-0, a high strike right below the letters. It's 3-1. We're kind of in a similar area. You got a neighborhood around. You drive down a couple minutes. There's some drive-thrus to eat. 3-1. That's a nice curveball. Drops in for strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Pitts with 2 out. But the other aspect, we'll share some more things about the Riverside Sports Complex as we go. 3-2 pitch, swing. This is lined into right field. That's going to land in front of Quant for a base hit. Rounding third is Whittle. He is going to come in to score, and UC Riverside takes the lead. It's 3-2. Pitts goes the opposite way and hits a line drive single right in front of Quant. That's already the 4th hit against Gonzalez. And that brings Chapman to the plate. This has been a little bit of an iffy start, certainly, for Sebastian Gonzalez. As he'll turn, throwing flat-footed over to first, runners back. 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 4 hits, a strikeout and a walk. They don't keep number of pitches as the runner goes. Pitch high and away. Throw from Palmera to second. It bounces away from Sakino. Trickles into center field. Pitts is going to race for third. Here's the throw from Miura. The tag. He is out. He is out at third. Miura saved that play with a great throw. Justin Johnson wants to go out and talk to the third base umpire, Josh Marshall, about the call. He thought he got in ahead of the tag. But that, as of right now, there is no video, so there is no replay, and that will be the final out of the inning. It would go, I think you got to give the stolen base. So you go stolen base for Pitts, and then thrown out, it goes 9-5, thrown out at third. But a run does come in the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. And nobody left on base. We'll go to the third. UC Riverside has a 3-2 lead. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Did you know that 1 in 4 vehicles on the road will need a new battery this year? Don't wait till it's too late to do something about it. Test your battery regularly. And if you need a replacement, Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performance batteries for every make and model on the road. So don't wait until your car won't start or you're stranded on the side of the road. Test your battery today or find the replacement you need at Napa locations nationwide. because it's our mission to keep you moving. Give your engine the attention it deserves with the advanced formulation of Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. It delivers faster oil flow for superior temperature protection in the harshest conditions, defends against sludge and buildup while keeping your engine running cleaner, longer, and improves fuel efficiency by reducing friction, helping you stay at peak performance mile after mile. Try Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil today. Available now at Napa locations nationwide.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
3-2, UC Riverside leading as we go to the top of the third inning. If you're just tuning in, Hawaii played at 2 in the top of the first. A Shinsuke Sakino RBI double, a Ben Ziegler-Namoa RBI double, but the Highlanders got them both back in the first. RBI double for Manoa Chapman, and then an error from Elijah Iquez, a fielding error, allowed a run to come in. That was Chapman scoring. That tied the game as Miura leads off the third, and a curveball high and outside, 1-0, not close. Miura walked and scored back in the first inning. Then in the second, Robert Pitts' RBI single put UC Riverside ahead. Third inning brought to you by Ushijima Architects Incorporated. 1-0. That's a high strike. A curveball staying up in the zone. But the home plate umpire, Gary Gilman, said that did land in the zone over the outside edge. 1-1. The lefty O'Brien kicks and fires. Fastball driven out of play to the right by Miura. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matthew O'Brien. Last outing was against California Baptist back on February 28th. Got the win. His only win of the season. 1-2. Curveball. This one floated. Shallow right center, but the shortstop backpedaling, or the second baseman backpedaling, I beg your pardon. That's Chapman, and he makes out number 1. So leadoff man retired. Here's Shinsuke Sakino. RBI double in the first inning. He is 1 for 1. O'Brien in that outing did not allow a run. 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks for the lefty. Batting average against coming into this game at .216. And his pitch to Sakino, bunt shown briefly, but he brings the bat back and looks at a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Elijah Iquez on deck for Hawaii. 0-1. Breaking ball. Poked at the plate, foul, and it's 0-2. Coming up a little bit later on, Rainbow Warrior Volleyball. Lindenwood, that's going to be over on CBS 1500 tonight, 6:45 for the Southern Turf Hawaii pre-match show. 0-2 to Sakino. Fastball, shoulder high, misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not a big crowd here. This one, too, is sent out of play. Out to the left, foul. Still 1-2. This place seats about 2,500. And one of the aspects of this place that's a little bit different, we're so used to Les Murakami Stadium. Every seat is a chairback seat. Nice, comfortable seats. 1-2 pitch from O'Brien. Here it is. It bounces in front of home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it's a mixture. If you're sitting around the home plate area, it's bleacher type seating with the backs on the bleachers, which is helpful. 2-2 pitch. Fastball. This one lined over the shortstop and into left center field. Sharply hit by Sakino. He goes the opposite way. And he's got his second hit in as many at-bats. So 1 on, 1 out. And Elijah Iquez, who grounded out his first time up, will step in. All the other seats are those chairback style seats above each dugout. So it's kind of neat how they did it. They mixed it up a little bit. But the one thing that didn't really help today, it is open air. There was some rain. And they were telling people, because it's kind of like metal, it's a metal walkway, metal seating, especially here in the middle. So they're kind of telling people, hey, watch out. It's a little slippery. Iquez looks at a changeup low. 1 ball, no strikes. Kind of like you might be going to a recreational, like a baseball field at a rec park. I'll throw over to first. Sakino standing back in. But these games haven't necessarily been, not any game that I've seen, been like highly attended. Another throw to first. Again, Sakino back. You get some scouts that are here, especially for a Friday night. You're definitely going to get some scouts looking at pitchers, etc. There's like 6 of them sitting below us. We're behind home plate, about several rows up. Another throw to first. And again, Sakino standing back in. They're paying a lot of attention to him with his 5 stolen bases on the season. 3-2, UC Riverside, top of the third. O'Brien's pitch. That's a fastball running low and inside. 2-0 to Iquez. Mentioned that rain. There was quite a bit of it. A good chunk of Southern California got soaked. Or, well, not just Southern California, but a good chunk of California. 2-0. This is driven high in the air out to left field. Badawi moving back. Badawi at the track. He looks up, and that one's gone. About halfway up the netting out in left field, Elijah Iquez with a bomb, and Hawaii retakes the lead. It is 4-3 here in the top of the third. There is no wind to speak of. That was all Iquez on that swing. His first home run of the season. Hawaii's 4th home run as a team. It is 4-3 Rainbow Warriors. At some point, and I think O'Brien eventually is going to have to learn his lesson, he was paying so much attention to the runner, Sakino, who really wasn't doing anything, that he just kind of served one up to Iquez. Curveball high and inside, 1 ball, no strikes to Ben Ziegler-Namoa. That's also a credit to the sometimes chaotic style of baseball Hawaii has on the base paths. 1-0. There's another curveball, strike bottom of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Where you have to pay attention to any runner on base. I mean, Hawaii does have a stolen base already on the year or on the night. 1-1. And that curveball comes in and tags Ziegler-Namoa on the left side of the helmet. 3 consecutive base runners here for Hawaii after the leadoff man was set down. And here's Sage Lancaster, who singled back in the first inning. Hawaii 4, UC Riverside 3, and Brent Lockman, the new pitching coach here at UC Riverside, will come out and have a mound visit. Came over as the former pitching coach over at Hope International. There is no action in the UC Riverside bullpen, but I think they might start getting that going. I see a bullpen catcher running out there. So Brian may be in a little bit of trouble here in the third. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu, presented by Sports Stand Sporting Goods.
This is ESPN Honolulu, KKEA Honolulu, AM 1420 at K224FR, Honolulu, 92.7 FM.
Josh Pacheco from the Riverside Sports Complex. It's 4-3 Hawaii. We're in the top of the third inning. Lots of offense here early, as indeed we will see some movement in the UC Riverside bullpen. That looks like Joshua Torres. Yeah, Joshua Torres is going to get up and loosen here for UCR. Sage Lancaster, right-handed hitter, stepping in. And before they throw to him, they'll check on Ziegler-Namoa at first. The line for O'Brien so far, 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, a strikeout in 2 1/3 innings. Lancaster waits, And you'll have to wait some more because O'Brien, once again, checks on Ziegler Namoa at first. I was mentioning the weather. A lot of rain on Wednesday. Some of that subsided on Thursday. Pitch to the plate. Runs low and inside, 1-0 to Lancaster. But UC Riverside was supposed to play Michigan here on Wednesday, and that game got canceled because of the rain. Not often we talk about rainouts in California. Another throw to first, and Ziegler Namoa is back. But yeah, this week, or at least middle of the week, if you had a midweek game, rain might have impacted you here. 1-0. The pitch from O'Brien. Fastball, bouncer past the mound, underneath the glove of the diving shortstop and into center field. Lancaster is 2 for 2. And Hawaii continues to threaten here, as that's 4 consecutive base runners in the top of the third inning. And Torres continues to warm in the UC Riverside bullpen.
The right fielder.
Jared Quant now struck out looking back in the first inning. 4-3 Hawaii. We're in the top of the third. 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for UH. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for UC Riverside. O'Brien looks at second, now comes to the plate. And Quant waves and misses at a changeup, strike 1. Nothing in 1. O'Brien offers. It's a curveball running down and in. Yeah, about, I want to say we got here a little after 4:30 local time. And about 20 minutes before that, just kind of a random pop-up shower took place. 1-1. Fastball, check swing, and it's fouled back. When the forecast really didn't call for any rain. And it wasn't really a heavy rain, but enough rain coming down for a little while, so it kind of messed with a lot of things. It pushed back some of our setup here. That's also one of the reasons why it's a little slick up here coming to the ballpark. Runners at first and second, 1 out, the 1-2 pitch. That's a curveball taken at the dirt. Nice block by Bergen, the catcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We flew into Bakersfield Wednesday for basketball, and it was just gloomy and cold and rainy all day. 2-2 pitch. That's upstairs, 3-2. And so last night after the game in Bakersfield, the basketball team, and they went in the bus, drove down to Northridge. I followed them there, staying in Northridge. So we'll drive back there after the game tonight. And one of the concerns, one of the photographers was telling me after the game, hey, it's been snowing in the passes, the upper elevations. 3-2 pitch, runners go. This was lifted down the left field line, but that's foul. That one hitting the back wall, going foul from Quant. I said, yeah, it was snowing in the passes at least yesterday or the day before. So he said, yeah, be careful, because if that's still an issue, you might have to turn around. And so it ended up being fine. It was a good drive. But one of the staffers for men's basketball who was riding the bus told me afterward, yeah, we saw some snow accumulated on the side of the road. 3-2. This one's drilled deep out to left field, but Dowie's going to settle, though, back to his right. He makes the catch. Everybody's going to stay put. Ziegler Namoa to second and Lancaster to first. But there's the second out. And as Kamana Nahaku gets ready to step to the plate, Justin Johnson's going to make a call to the bullpen. So Matthew O'Brien not able to get out of the third inning. And that's going to be the end of the line for him. A disappointing start for O'Brien, but Hawaii got to him right away. He had very few real clean at-bats, and O'Brien's going to give way to a new pitcher. So, because we have a new pitcher, we'll step aside and we'll tell you about the new pitcher. And I believe that's Joshua Torres, who's going to come up here for UC Riverside. Hawaii leads 4-3 on UCR. Top of the third inning, 2 out, 2 on. And with this pitching change, we'll step aside for a minute. You're listening to Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
Hi, this is Eddie. I'm the lead lumber for Hardware Hawaii, Kailua. I like helping customers find what they need. It's not like another stranger just shopping here. My customers are like my friends, and then I just help them out, and I feel good. And it just makes my day. We're out here in the lumberyard ready to serve you.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
College Basketball Saturday on ESPN Radio. In the final weekend of the regular season, the Kentucky Wildcats head to Mizzou Arena to face the Missouri Tigers.
Drives it, a whistle, banks it in the corner! Shot, he hit it! Are you serious? Wow!
Kentucky at Missouri on ESPN Honolulu, 92.7 FM at 1420 AM. Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
New pitcher for UC Riverside is Joshua Torres. Torres, a sophomore from San Bernardino, California, making his 4th appearance. Last pitched 5 days ago against Utah, allowed a run on 3 hits in 2 innings. Torres' numbers, no wins, no losses, an ERA of 5 in 9 innings of work. Struck out 11, walked 4, and a batting average against of 293. So Matthew O'Brien, the former Vulcan, not able to get something going here. He had a quick second inning, had a walk, but got a double play to get out of it. But Hawaii put a lot of pressure on the top of the order especially, and made life difficult for O'Brien. He is responsible for the runners at first and second base, which is Ziegler Namoa at second, Sage Lancaster at first, and Kamana Nahaku will go righty versus righty here against Torres. Nahaku walked back in the second inning. "4-3 Hawaii, 2 out, top of the third." Pitch to Nahaku. Nope, they're going to throw over to second base. It's turned around and looked the runner back. Torres last year, his longest outing was actually against Hawaii. He went 4 1/3 innings. They made 11 appearances, 16 2/3 innings in his freshman season. Torres will turn around, throw to second again, and again, Ziegler Namoa is back. A lot of attention paid to these base runners that Hawaii has had often. Torres with the yellow shoes looks at second, now comes to the plate, and a fastball is upstairs to Nahaku. 1 ball, no strikes. So you can hear that zip right into the mitt of Bergen, the catcher. One 1-0. There's a slider, a called strike, right under the letters. 1 ball, 1 strike. They're still playing, by the way, in Santa Barbara. UCSB tied it against CSUN in the bottom of the 9th. They're in the 11th now, tied at 3. 1-1. Swing and a foul tip by Nahaku into Bergen's mitt. It's 1-2. You like to pay attention to the teams that are doing well in the Big West, especially when you've got to get ready to face them. And UC Santa Barbara, 10-2 coming in, 16th in the D1Baseball.com poll. 1-2, way outside. Fastball misses, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Then, of course, you pay attention to the RPI, and that number was updated after yesterday's games. 2-2. Torres, long pause, his pitch. Breaking ball. This is lined into left field, but it is right at Badawi. He makes the catch And that will end the inning. But the 2-run home run from Elijah Iquez puts Hawaii back on top. 2 runs come in on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. To the bottom of the third, Hawaii leads UC Riverside 4-3. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Winning in life takes smart plays and solid teamwork. And at Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, we've got your back. Whether you're saving for the big moments, scoring a great loan, or planning your financial future, we're with you every step of the way. With low rates, easy online banking, and service that goes the distance, we're here for you, for your family, for life. Visit highficu.com or visit us for more details.
Membership open to Oahu and Maui residents. Federally insured by NCUA.
The Hawaii Wall and Ceiling Industry Association is looking for skilled drywall installers, finishers, and cement plasterers. Whether you're a journeyman or an apprentice, we offer great opportunities for career growth in Hawaii's thriving construction industry. You'll enjoy benefits like health insurance, paid vacation, and a retirement plan. If you're dependable and excited about being part of a great industry, call Lisa at 808-271-4195 or go to hwcia.com. That's hwcia.com and apply.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Sebastian Gonzalez has run into some trouble in the first couple of innings, but he does have a lead to work with thanks to Elijah Iquez's 2-run home run in the top of the third. It's 4-3 Hawaii leading UC Riverside. I'll give you Gonzalez's numbers in just a moment as we remind you that Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu is brought to you by Waiakea Hawaiian Volcanic Beverages. As an official partner of UH Athletics, Waiakea's naturally alkaline water keeps Hawaii's athletes performing at their peak. Learn more at waiakea.com or find us at a KTA or Foodland near you. Manoa Chapman had an RBI double back in the first inning against Gonzalez. He is 1 for 1. It's been a tough start for Gonzalez for sure. The pitch, curveball high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. The line, 2 innings, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 4 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Slider runs down and in. 2 balls, no strikes to Chapman. Hawaii does not have bullpen action. Having a lead certainly helps here. 2-0. Fastball, hard hit, right under the glove of Lancaster at third and into left field. And Chapman, 2 for 2 as he gets on base to start the third. Both teams 1 through 3 in the order have been productive. UC Riverside 1 through 3 is 5 for 5, a double and 4 singles, 2 RBI. Hawaii's 1 for 3, 3 for 5, 3 RBI, including the home run from Iquez. Griffin Harrison singled to first, or singled in the first inning. He takes the first pitch outside and high. 1 ball, no strikes. That was the grounder to third. Reached on an infield single. The throw from Lancaster to first was offline into foul territory. So it was a single E6. 1-0. Fastball high and outside. It's 2-0. We may start to see some bullpen action going for Hawaii. Seeing an arm run out there. And now a bullpen catcher. 2-0. Fastball is high. 3-0. And out comes Hawaii head coach Rich Hill. He started each batter in a 2-0 count. Here 3-0, and with Gonzalez's issues around the strike zone, and given that this has been an offensive heavy game here in the first nearly 3 full innings, makes a lot of sense here that he would come out and try to settle everything down. He has the pad on the back of the mound where you can kind of spike your cleats into it, grabs that, cleans it up a little bit, and then starts his chat with his guys. The righty up and throwing for Hawaii in its bullpen. We'll try to get a name for you as soon as we can see it. Back's kind of turned to us. But it is as we mentioned, it is a right-hander who is up and throwing. But it's been really just kind of a tough night for Gonzalez so far. That's been one of the tough things about him there in that opening night slot, when his longest outing has been 4 1/3 innings. At the beginning of the year, Coach Hill talked about how really he and Itsuki Takemoto are really 1A, 1B. 3-0 to Harrison, and there's a fastball below the letters strike one. Takemoto coming off of, as Coach Hill said, his best outing as a Rainbow Warrior last week. 3-1, fastball, misses high and away. A 5-pitch walk. First two are on here in the third. But Takemoto, while he hasn't taken you deep into games either, you can't really judge that. It's the first 3 weeks of the year, and you still are paying attention a bit to your pitchers, and that's why we're in week 4, and that's why it feels really early with pitchers and judging length. Rivas, left-handed hitter, looks at a strike on the outside half. Popped up to Iquez, the shortstop, back in the first inning. 4-3 Hawaii. We're in the bottom of the third. We're going to hold on a second because a baseball got past the catcher out in the bullpen. And we're all the way down behind home plate. Nobody out in the inning. I'll look over at second. Gonzalez to the plate. That's outside. 1-1. Came into the game batting average against of 289 for Seabass. 1-1. Fastball just below the knees. 2 balls and a strike. He's fallen behind again. And he has fallen behind to 4 of the last 5 hitters, or 5 of the last 6. That pitch swung on and missed over the outer half as Rivas was trying to slash at it. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He has fallen behind all 3 in this inning. That's 4 consecutive, going back to Pitts at the end of the second. 2-2. Swing and a bouncer right side. It gets by Sakino into right field. They're going to hold up the runner at third, and the bases are going to be loaded. Just got by Sakino to his left. They hold up Chapman at third base. Harrison stops at second. Rivas has his first hit. And here's Michael Weber.
Next to hit for you.
Weber struck out back in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. And now you kind of watch that Hawaii dugout. And here comes Rich Hill, and that's going to be it for Sebastian Gonzalez. So both of these starters can't get out of the third. And in this case for Gonzalez, he couldn't get an out in the third inning. And his night comes to an abrupt halt. 3 runners all left out there with nobody out. And we're going to have a call to the bullpen. And this call to the bullpen is brought to you by HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. We'll tell you about the new Hawaii pitcher when we come back. Bottom of the third inning, bases loaded, nobody out. It is 4-3, Hawaii leading UC Riverside, but the Highlanders are threatening. With this pitching change, we'll step aside for a minute. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
In Hawaii, when meeting new people, we ask, what school did you go to? It's how we get to know each other.
Hi, this is James from Mililani.
Angela Rice from Kapolei.
I'm Clint Harris, and I'm from Kamehameha Kapalama. At Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Water Cleanup, you already know us. We've been around since 1935, so you can hire a Kama'aina team backed by a powerful national brand. Enjoy flat rates, great warranties, even a service plan for preventative measures at home, plus water cleanup and more. Call us or visit rotorooter.com.
The biggest games and biggest moments in NCAA basketball are on Westwood One.
Left side drives the baseline all the way to the bucket for a 2-hand slam.
Every week, tune in as the best teams in the country square off. During the final month of the regular season, Westwood One has marquee matchups to get you set for the big dance. If it's NCAA basketball, it's right here.
On ESPN Honolulu, 92.7 FM and 1420 AM. Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
4-3 Hawaii here at the bottom of the third inning, but Sebastian Gonzalez pulled early after 2+ innings of work. And we see a righty here on the mound for Hawaii, as the Bows are going to be asking a lot out of its bullpen, and it is going to be, that doesn't look like Walls. Well, that is Walls, I guess. It is Cooper Walls, the right-hander who's up here, kind of the odd man out for Hawaii, given that Liam O'Brien has really solidified that third starter spot, and Walls was kind of one of the guys in line for that. But Walls will be the one coming in here, likely a long relief role, and they'll need that out of him, and that's one of the advantages of someone who can give you a few innings. Walls can be that guy. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here.
Number 11,
UC Riverside's going to throw Landon Nunez in here for Weber. Kind of makes you feel like it's a middle inning situation with a pinch hitter here in the third. Bases loaded, nobody out. First pitch is down low from Walls to Nunez. 1 ball, no strikes. Nunez hitting .286, a home run, 3 RBI. Walls coming in, 5.06 earned run average in 10 2/3 innings. The righty's 1-0. That's down low, bounces away from Palmera, and everybody's going to move up, including the tying run, as Chapman comes in to score. We're even at 4. That was nowhere close. Bounced, went off of the leg of Palmera behind the plate, and that wild pitch brings in Chapman. Harrison gets over to third, Rivas to second, and it's a 2-0 count. That run charged to Gonzalez. Walls need to settle down here. There's still nobody out. 2-0. That's down low and in, and Palmera blocks that one too. 3 balls and no strikes. And one of the first things Palmera did is he got up, he kind of put his hands out and said, hey, settle down. Walls coming out here and just firing darts. Problem is he's missing the dartboard. 3-0. And that's outside. Close to the outside corner. Home plate umpire Gary Gilman doesn't give it to him. And the bases are loaded yet again. And Tyler Gordon will step in. So they use the pinch hitter, kind of thinking they could play the matchup, left-handed hitter against the righty on the mound, and ultimately it didn't really matter because Nunez didn't have to take the bat off his shoulder. Gordon reached on an error back in the first, and he'll take a curveball dropping over the outside half for a strike, 0-1. We're tied at 4, bottom of the third inning. Walls here in relief of Gonzalez, 0-1. That's a slider way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. First pitch time tomorrow, 10 a.m. here. It's noon here, 10 a.m. back home, 1-1. Fastball downstairs, 2-1. And then same time in Hawaii Sunday, an hour later here, because everybody moves back their clocks on Sunday. 2-1. Fastball. There's a strike 2. Bottom inner part of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nowhere to put Gordon. Harrison at third, Rivas at second, Nunez at first. 2-2 from Walls. Breaking ball. This is driven out toward right center field. Quan on the run. That's going to land in front of him. It's going to score Harrison. Everybody else is going to move up 90 feet, and UC Riverside takes a 5-4 lead. So Gordon comes through with an RBI. Harrison scores. Rivas over to third. Nunez to second. Hawaii's going to get more bullpen action going with another righty starting to throw. And here's David Whittle. Whittle walked and scored back in the second inning. Highlanders have scored in every inning. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 2 here in the third. Pitch to Whittle. Fastball strike called on the outer half. This will be a hit to Hawaii's ERA, which came in at 3.35. Batting average against of 209. Next pitch, slider, waved at and missed, running off the plate away. It's 0-2. Jacob Badawi, the on-deck hitter. 0-2 from Walls. Is outside and low. Went with the same pitch. And Whittle didn't bite. One of the things we're trying to figure out here is, you see Riverside without Jaden Lopez. Did not start tonight. 1-2. Slider, strike 3 called on the outside edge. And Whittle down looking for the first out of the inning. First 5 guys reached base. So Whittle striking out number 1. Jacob Badawi up here, flight out to right his first time. 5-4 UC Riverside, bottom of the third. Walls out of the windup. He delivers. A fastball up and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. The 3.35 earned run average Hawaii had coming in, better than what they had at the end of last year. And Palmera is going to come out and get on the same page with Walls. While at the same time, you got another righty up and loosening for Hawaii. Lots of offense here. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for UCR. 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for UH. Both starters have been yanked from this game. So it's to the bullpens right now. Walls for Hawaii. Joshua Torres for UC Riverside. Walls' pitch. Swing and a miss. That's filthy. Running in on his hands. Badawi had the bat slip out of his hands, and it's 1-1. That one was running off the inside corner. Badawi looked back after he lost his bat, just was miffed. 1-1. What a slider running from in to out on the plate. 1-2. Good bounce back here for Walls. Is 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Another breaking ball low and out of the zone, and there's out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Walls. And Ethan Bergen will step in here.
The catcher. Number 10.
Strikeouts number 11 and 12 for Walls. I mean, he's been a mixed bag. He came in, walk, RBI single, strikeout. So Bergen, the catcher, the number 9 hitter. And Walls delivers. Another filthy slider. Bergen was backing out of the way, and that one dropped in over the inner half for strike 1. You can tell now Walls has settled down. 0-1. Another breaking ball, lined back to the screen, foul. It just kind of looked like he came out, he was throwing a bunch of fastballs and was just overthrowing. Had a little too much energy in him. But this is a little more of a composed Cooper Walls. 0-2. Another breaking ball, bouncer to the right side. Sakino to his left, picks it up. The second baseman throws it over, gets the out, and that ends the inning. An inning that could have been worse. UC Riverside scores 2 in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. We'll go to the 4th. Highlanders lead the Bows 5-4. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Sports Stand Sporting Goods is Hawaii's best baseball and softball store. At Sports Stand, you'll experience the largest selection of baseball and softball gloves and bats in Hawaii. You know the rules. Quality sporting goods always at a price you can afford. Stop by Sports Stand Sporting Goods in beautiful downtown Waipio, 94-547 Ukea Street, Suite 303. Or give them a call at 808-676-STAND. That's 808-676-7826. Remember, at Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. Abbey Carpet and Floor, voted Hawaii's best carpet and flooring company. Stop by Abbey's showroom on Nimitz Highway and see the amazing 7MTC flooring. This revolutionary product is made out of melamine. It's resistant to fading, stains, and even pet scratches. Come by and see the Scratch Test Challenge. 7MTC, available now at Abbey Carpet and Floor.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, where Hawaii goes for flooring.
Contractor's license number C19140.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
On to the fourth inning, UC Riverside leading Hawaii 5-4. It is 50 degrees here in Riverside. It's going to get all the way down to 41 overnight. The good news is it's going to heat up over the next couple of days, at least during the day. High of 67 tomorrow, 72 on Sunday. Today's high was 59 as we kind of transitioned from the wet weather we've had over the last couple of days to now much more kind of late winter, clear skies, this wind. It's winter here in California. Torres back out to in his first full inning in. He took Matthew O'Brien's place in the third, got the final out on Nahaku's lineout. Nushida, Palmera, Miura, 8-9-1 in the order for Hawaii against the hard-throwing Torres. We'll make the drive out of here tonight, head back to Northridge for basketball tomorrow afternoon. Long pause, Torres nods, winds and deals. A fastball called strike in the outside corner. One thing we learned today is never, ever underestimate California traffic. 0-1. That's a slider missing low, 1 ball, 1 strike. At one point, looked during the day, trying to time out. All right, when do we leave Northridge and make it down? 1-1. Slider, strike on the outer half, 1 and 2. So at about 2 hours. Thought it was fine. It's getting some work done at the hotel there in Woodland Hills today. And all of a sudden, the map said 2 hours and 55 minutes. 1-2. Fastball down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes, which meant quickly pack and go. It ultimately was 3 hours and 15 minutes from Northridge to here. That's all about 80 miles. 2-2. Swing, and that's poked back foul off the end of the bat. So anybody right now in traffic on the H1, it's worse here, believe it or not. And that was it. Starting at 1:30 in the afternoon, traffic was bad. 2-2. That's a breaking ball low and inside. 3-2 to Nushida, who's 0 for 1. Grounded into a fielder's choice back in the second. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and away. Nushida swings and strikes out for the first down of the fourth. First K for Torres. Second strikeout against a Hawaii hitter. Here's Connor Palmera, who grounded into a double play back in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. They're still playing, by the way, in Santa Barbara. 3-3, top of the 13th. Gauchos against CSUN. That's been a good opening night matchup there at Cesar Uesaka Stadium. First pitch high and away to Palmera. Of course, UC Santa Barbara hosted a regional last year at that stadium. 1-0. Fastball down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. They had put some temporary seating out in the outfield because it seats about, 1,000-ish behind home plate, couple of levels up and down. 2-0. Fastball in tight, 3-0. And that venue in the past has really not been one they've considered to host a regional, but they were able to make that happen this past year. 3-0. Fastball taken all the way, strike one, snapping in on the inside corner. Yeah, they're trying to get back there this year. 3-1. That's taking strike two. Bottom part outside of the zone, count full. UC Santa Barbara has an RPI of 73 entering today's games. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Torres kicks and fires. Fastball high and away. Good take from Palmera. Didn't let the bat off his shoulder the entire at bat. And he gets on base with 1 out in the 4th. 5-4 UC Riverside leading. We're in the top of the 4th. Matthew Miura now 0 for 1. Popped up to the second baseman in shallow right back in the 3rd inning. Walked and scored in inning number 1. Other games going on in the Big West. Cal Poly an 8-1 lead on Cal State Fullerton through 5. Another tough year for the Titans. Breaking ball down and away, bounces off the catcher's glove, rolls behind him, and that's going to allow Palmera to get over to second base. So a runner in scoring position. That is the tying run. Now with 1 out. They're going to score that a wild pitch. Good opportunity here for Miura. Not sure what the home plate umpires stopped play for. Are they going to get a pinch runner? They are. They're going to get a pinch runner here for Palmera. So the importance here of this moment, Palmera is going to be run for, and that is Hunter Faldo who's going to run for him. Also predicted by Rich Hill at one point. Might see Faldo early in the game.
Second base for Hawaii.
And you'll catch right after that. So Faldo running at second with 1 out. An in-game adjustment brought to you by Lex Brody's Tire Company. Wear your University of Hawaii apparel when you visit any Oahu Lex Brody's location and get an additional 5% off your purchase. 1-0 to Miura is a called strike in the whereabouts of the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Hawaii center fielder. Trying to tie the game here in the 4th. 1-1. That's high and inside. About eye level of Miura. 2-1. Torres, the reliever for UC Riverside. Not making it easier for himself. 2-1. Breaking ball. Foul tipped at the plate. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shinsuke Sakino is 2 for 2. He's on deck. Two other games going on. UC San Diego, 5-0 lead on Cal State Bakersfield, bottom of the 7th. And Long Beach State leading UC Irvine 8-3, top of the 4th. That's a little bit of a surprise. 2-2. That runs inside as Miura moves his arms up out of the way. 3-2. They're going to need Torres to eat up a little bit here. Both of these teams are going to need their relievers to do that. 3-2 is low and outside. Good take. And Miura walks. So back-to-back walks here with 1 out in the 4th. And Sakino steps in. RBI double out to left in the 1st. Single to left center in the third. Sakino is 2 for 2.
Number 2, Shunsuke Sakino.
The former Matador making the decision to transfer from CSUN to Hawaii, and he is thriving so far in his new home. Pitch to Sakino is a slider missing high. Faldo at second, Miura at first, one away. Hawaii trailing 5-4, top of the fourth. Torres hands chest high, looks over at second, now fires to the plate. A breaking ball running down and in. 2 balls, no strikes. He's started off with a ball. Now the last 3 hitters. (2-0). Torres' pitch. Fastball, high, but off the glove of Bergen, the catcher, and everybody's going to move up. That's got to be a pass ball. That one was not far off the plate high, and Bergen just didn't hold on to it. So now the tying run is, they're going to call it a wild pitch. So Faldo over to third, Miura to second. (3-0) count. And Sakino takes outside, so the bases are loaded. 3 consecutive walks here in the top of the fourth. And Elijah Iquez, who homered his last time up, comes to the plate. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for UC Riverside. 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Hawaii. If you're a former pitcher, if you're a fan of pitching, if you like low-scoring games, we apologize. This one is not for you. Here in the top of the fourth, as you've seen both starters fail to get through 3 innings. We're seeing now walks pile up. 5 walks from UC Riverside pitching, 2 from O'Brien, the starter. Torres has walked 3 in 2/3 of an inning. Sebastian Gonzalez's final line. 2 innings. He was Hawaii's starter who couldn't get it out in the third. 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 6 hits, 2 walks and a strikeout. Iquez, 2-run homer last at bat. He's 1 for 2. Pitch to him. Breaking ball, bouncer. That's up the middle for a base hit. It's going to score Faldo. Around third is Miura. He's going to score. It's a 2-run single for Elijah Iquez. That's 4 RBI for him this evening. And Hawaii's retaken the lead at 6-5. At some point, when you have trouble finding the strike zone and you all of a sudden have to figure it out and you leave one over, Iquez is good enough to take advantage. And he drives in 2 as Faldo comes in. Miura scores. Sakino gets over to third. So runners at the corners, 1 away. Here's Ben Ziegler-Namoa. And they'll throw over to first and check on Iquez. The 4 RBI for Iquez now, that gives him 9 on the year. And those 2 runs brought to you by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. It's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. Torres, the right-hander, sets chest high. Here's his pitch. Check swing. Fastball for a strike over the inside part of the plate, 0-1. Ziegler-Namoa had the RBI double in the first. Was hit by a pitch in the third. He's 1 for 1. They'll throw again over to first. And again, Iquez in there safely. Pitching matchup tomorrow. We'll see Itsuki Takemoto is another thrower to first. Takemoto for Hawaii, Kurt Martin for UC Riverside. 10 a.m. Hawaii time, first pitch. (0-1). That's down and inside, blocked by the catcher, but great job by Iquez. He read that all the way and makes the run over to second base. So your wild pitch there. Iquez takes second. Now you got two runners in scoring position, so that takes the double play off. And a base hit could really, really extend this one. They're actually going to call that a stolen base. 1-1. It's high and outside. 2-1. I didn't have the impression that he was on the run when that pitch broke away, but okay. We'll give Iquez a stolen base, and that's his third of the year. 2-1. This one hit toward left center field. That's going to be a base hit. That will score Sakino. Coming behind him is Iquez. He will score. A two-run single for Ben Ziegler-Namoa into shallow left field. And it's now 8-5 Hawaii as 4 have scored in the fourth inning.
The third baseman, number 23.
And both of the hits for Ziegler-Namoa have been opposite field. We talked about earlier how he's kind of his biggest critic at the plate when he's in batting practice. You can see kind of the results of that. He's able to go the opposite way and put together good at-bats. First pitch strike to Zage Lancaster over the outside corner. 0-1. Hawaii, 8 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. UC Riverside, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. 0-1. Pitch is a fastball up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. No action in the UC Riverside bullpen. I think they know very well you don't want to be stacking arms on top of each other on a Friday. One pitch. Fastball upstairs, about shoulder high. 2 balls and 1 strike to Lancaster. Hit his first career home run last week against Northeastern. 2-1. There's a slider dropping in strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's a nice pitch from Torres. I think you're going to see a lot more of the fastball, which he wasn't really locating. Comes in, drops a slider down. He'll throw over to first before offering the 2-2. On deck, Jared Quant. He hit from the left side. This time just got to talk to his dad a short time ago. 2-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Fastball dead center, and Lancaster couldn't catch up to it. There's out number 2. So between all the mess, Torres had the strikeout to start the inning of Nishida, and then after that, 5 consecutive batters reached. It's a key strikeout there, and Quant will come up. 0 for 2, flied out to left his last time. Runner at first is Ziegler-Namoa. There's 2 out in the inning. Pitch to Quant is a called strike right below the letters, 0-1. Highlanders in the fourth will have the top of the order. Pitts, Chapman, and Harrison. Long pause. Torres' pitch is down and inside at the feet. Runner trying for second. Here's the throw, and well out is Ziegler-Namoa. He did not read that as it was coming into the feet of Quant. And he is retired, and that is going to end the top of the fourth inning. But Hawaii scores 4 in the inning off of just 2 hits, no errors, and a base runner left. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. 8-5, Hawaii leading UC Riverside. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Building a winning program requires vision, careful planning, and expert execution. Since 1994, Ushijima Architects has provided the highest quality professional planning and design services for various projects throughout our state. Our highly experienced team provides the full spectrum of services, from feasibility studies and master plans to complete architectural design work. Call us today at 808-946-9544. Ushijima Architects is a proud sponsor of University of Hawaii Baseball.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Cooper Walls is back out for Hawaii as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is 8-5 with Hawaii leading UC Riverside. Walls got the 3 outs needed in the third for Sebastian Gonzalez. Both starters, no decisions. It is up to Walls and Torres at the moment here for both of these teams. We're on the road. Love to hear where you're listening from, whether you're on your app, you're online, you're in the car, listening on the radio, wherever you are. Let us know where you're listening from. You can send me a post on X at Josh on the Radio. Say hello to you while you're listening in on this Friday afternoon. Robert Pitts, the UC Riverside center fielder, will lead off. 2 for 2, RBI single in the second, and singled in the first. Pitt, the speedster, corner infielders coming in a bit, and his first pitch is a breaking ball down low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Next one. That's a late called strike 1. That one on the outside corner. UC Riverside has scored in every inning. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. 1-1. Slider called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. What he's throwing, he's settled down. Part of why Walls has settled down since he first got into the game, he hasn't been fastball reliant. Next pitch swung on and missed. Runs that one on the outside part of the plate, and Pitt strikes out. First man retired here in the bottom of the fourth. When he was starting out with that fastball when he first got into the game, he was overthrowing it, and he was way off the plate. He just looked wild. First pitch, there's another slider. Strike 1, middle into Chapman. RBI double in the first, singled in the third. He is 2 for 2. Next pitch, there's a fastball in the inside corner. 0-2 to the UC Riverside second baseman. Say hello to our good buddy Wes Nakama. 0-2 is called strike 3. That on the outside half. 2 strikeouts to start the fourth for Walls. That is 4 Ks for the right-hander. Here's Griffin Harrison. 2 out, nobody on. Hawaii leading 8-5. Bottom of the fourth inning. I say hi to Wes Nakama because I was mentioning the traffic from Northridge to here in Riverside as the first pitch swinging is sent back and out of play. And he said just a short time ago, I must have caught the, what does it say here? I must have caught the Friday traffic heading to Las Vegas. Next pitch runs up and in. Will they appeal to first? They do. He did not go. Ball 1. I don't think that was the Friday traffic headed to Vegas. I could be wrong. 1-1. This one's sprayed out of play to the right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All I can say about what I saw was there was a broken down bus in the what was that lane? The passenger lane. Ooh, just inside. Pitch misses 2-2. There was a broken down bus. There was another car that was pulled over. And it was heavy traffic starting at 1:30 in the afternoon. 2-2. Fastball way outside. Looking like a pitch that he's kind of overthrowing once again. It's full now, 3-2. On deck, if the inning continues, is Andrew Rivas. 3-2. Slider, that's inside. Walls was hoping to get the inside corner or thereabout from the home plate umpire, and he didn't get it. So after striking out 2 to start the inning, a walk keeps the frame alive. And Andrew Rivas will step in. Single to the third. Rivas is 1 for 2. I mean, there will be a lot of people heading to Vegas. The Rainbow Wahine basketball team will be going to Vegas. They clinched the regular season championship in the Big West last night. Congratulations to them. Dominated Cal State Bakersfield. Slider up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. And with winning the regular season championship, that should mean that if they don't win the Big West tournament, there should still be some postseason baseball for Hawaii, or postseason basketball, I should say. 1-0. Fastball misses inside and low. 2 balls and no strikes. The WBIT should be in play, like last year when Hawaii lost in the Big West semifinals. Went to the WBIT, lost in the first round there, and Hunter Faldo, who is behind the plate, will go out and talk to Cooper Walls. Nobody warming up in the Hawaii bullpen at the moment. I think with Walls settling down, it's giving a little comfort to Rich Hill and Keith Zuniga, the pitching coach, to keep anybody from loosening right now or needing to loosen. It's an 8-5 game. 3-run differential does help. 2-0. Fastball. Strike 1 called over the outer half. 2 balls and 1 strike to Andrew Rivas. Highlanders trying to do better than what everybody predicted them to do. Runner goes, 2-1 slider, misses outside. Here's the throw to second. The tag from Iquez, and the runner is caught stealing. That's Harrison trying to steal second. A great throw by Faldo. Iquez places the tag, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and thanks to Harrison being thrown out at second, nobody left. We've completed 4. Hawaii holds on to its 8-5 lead. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Ready for UH football, man?
Yep, check this out.
Oh.
The round sound. That works.
Whoa, I'm ready, bro.
Hey, watch this.
How come the blender went off?
Huh?
The blender in the kitchen went off, bro.
Not.
Try again.
Oh, man.
Okay, we can make some like fruit smoothies.
When you want your home or business wired right, call a unionized electrical contractor. 847-5341.
IBEW, local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii leads UC Riverside 8-5 as we move to the 5th inning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu, presented by Sports Stand Sporting Goods.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM, part of the IO family of companies.
I'm Josh Pacheco. We are freezing our tails off here at the Riverside Sports Complex, affectionately known as the Plex, here in Riverside, California. 49 degrees for baseball in early March, and 2 layers of long sleeves just do not cut it here tonight. Hawaii will have Quant, Nahaku, and Nushida against Torres, who has been on since the 3rd inning in relief and has been kind of spotty here for UC Riverside. And Quant takes a breaking ball low and inside, rolling away from his catcher. 1 ball, no strikes. By the way, a final in 13 innings. UC Santa Barbara wins over CISA in 4-3. This fastball foul. Look out, Hawaii dugout. Draven Nushida was standing right at the edge of that dugout and had to move out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. That game ending in the worst possible of ways. A walk-off balk. 1-1. Outside and high. 2 balls and a strike. And you're a Hawaii fan. You're sitting there and you're saying, well, we should have had one of those. Back in I think it was the first weekend, that was a balk. Wasn't seen by the umpires. 2-1, misses away. 3-1 to Quan. Didn't really matter at the end of the day. Hawaii would figure out a way to win even without it. That's just the worst. 3-1. Quan takes right down the middle of the plate, strike 2. I mean, you got to call it if it happens, but you didn't lose because you threw a bad pitch. You didn't lose because you made an error. You lost because you moved the wrong way. 3-2. Quant drives this out to right field. Right fielder moving back to the track, looking up. That's going to be played off the wall by Whittle. Quant racing around second. He's going to head for third base, and he's going to get waved. No, you're going to hold him up at the last moment. The ball got away from the cutoff man, but it was backed up. They almost waved Quant around, but it's going to be a leadoff triple, and the first 3-bagger for Hawaii this season coming from Quant. And he just missed a home run by feet out to straightaway right field. So leadoff man is on. That extra base hit brought to you by Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union, proud supporters of UH Athletics. Nahaku 0 for 1. Infield is in for UC Riverside here in the 5th. Pitch. Nahaku check swing, and he fouls it back. 0-1. Would love to see if Hawaii's got something on here with nobody out. Quan, tons of speed. And Nahaku can do a few things with the bat. But the infield is in. Keep that in mind. 0-1. Nahaku sends this in the air out of play to the right. And it's 0-2. I think if the infield weren't in, maybe you're thinking might be some tricks here, but I think it's harder to do. There's a left-hander now up and loosening for UC Riverside in its bullpen. 0-2 to Nahaku. Pitch. Fastball outside. Great job by Bergen. Didn't let it get by him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quant at third, nobody out. Hawaii leading 8-5. Torres taps his left foot down, sets and fires. Breaking ball down and away. Bergen again keeps it in front of him as it bounces a few feet up the first base line. Quant will stay put. 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're going to spike something, got to trust your catcher in doing so, and Bergen doing a fine job there. 2-2. Torres to the plate. And Nahaku holds up on his swing. Pitch misses high. 3-2. Hawaii bullpen just has a couple of guys standing around. But hey, if you can build a larger lead for Cooper Walls, that makes you feel a lot more comfortable. 3-2. Swing and a high fly ball. Shallow right center field. Who's going to call for it? It's going to be the right fielder who makes the catch. Quant is going to stay right there at third base. And that is a huge first out for UC Riverside on a shallow fly ball to right. As Whittle made the play, there's out number 1. And Draven Nushida will step up. 0 for 2. Struck out back in the 4th. 8 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for Hawaii. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for UC Riverside. Infield remains in. Nushida waits. Pitch. Reach for, and off the end of the bat, it's fouled off to the left. Just outside of the stands. 0-1. You got fans here. Smart ones. Blankets. Got hoodies over hats. Sweaters under jackets. Smart people. 0-1. It's big swing and a miss. Fastball left up to Nushida. 0-2. A lot of them, good on them for reading the weather report here over the last couple of days. And Rich Hill, I'm sure you heard that, walked down the third base line and yelled, "Timeout, Gary." Gary being the home plate umpire, that's Gary Gilman, wanted to make sure he got the home plate umpire's attention so he could bring over Nushida and the base runner Quant at third. It's not a big crowd. It's not like being at Les Murakami Stadium where you might have about 2,000 if this game were being played there. Instead, we have 150. Something along those lines. So, yes, if Rich Hill yells out something from the third base coach's box, you're going to hear it as long as our crowd microphone reaches out far enough for you to hear it. 0-2 to Nushida. Quant at third, one away. Torres' pitch. Fastball up and outside. One and two. On deck hitter is Hunter Faldo. He came in as a pinch runner for Connor Palmera back in the fourth inning. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Nushida chased a fastball off the plate, and there's out number two. Torres fighting back here. Gave up the leadoff triple. But since a shallow fly ball out and a strikeout, and Faldo will have his first plate appearance. Faldo, the junior, hitting .071. Got a lefty and a righty up and loosening for UC Riverside. As Faldo waits, pitch to him is a fastball taken over the inside half of the plate for strike one. Torres being a hard thrower, if he settles down, and you're starting to see him do that here in the last couple of bats, he can be as good a reliever as anybody in the Big West. But that's the problem. 0-1. Faldo swings and misses. That's a curveball running down and out of the zone. 0-2. If you could hear that, it's Rich Hill saying, "You got it. See the whole field. You got it, Hunter." 0-2 pitch. That's a curveball breaking low. 1-2. But that would be big for UC Riverside if Torres can kind of just lock it up here. Strand the leadoff runner at third base. 1-2. Torres ready. Long pause. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Faldo sends it into right field. That's a base hit. Quant's going to come in and score. Faldo with the RBI, his first of the season, and Hawaii's lead extends now 9-5. The Hawaii dugout jumping up and down as Quant enters. Faldo, not known for his hitting, but he slaps one the opposite way for a key two-out hit. That run brought to you by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. It's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. Top of the order now for Matthew Miura, who's walked twice and has popped up to second. He's 0 for 1. They'll check on Faldo at first. He's back in. That was the 10th Hawaii hit, and we're only in the top of the fifth inning. Torres to the plate. A first pitch down low. 1 ball and no strikes. UC Riverside in the fifth will have Rivas, Nunez, and Gordon. Middle of the order against Cooper Walls. 1-0. Torres fires. Breaking ball up and in. The slider running tight. Miura kind of moved his shoulders. Didn't move the bat. 2-0. Torres fires. Another slider. That's high. 3-0. Hawaii wearing the road grays for the first time this year. Nameplate number on the back in white. The front, Hawaii in green with the numbers below the left chest in white. 3-0. There's a fastball taken all the way for strike one. 3 balls and 1 strike. And I don't remember if I saw this last year. Black hats for Hawaii as part of this uniform combination. I don't remember that. The throw over to first. Faldo dives back in, no tag. I've always just kind of remembered the green, the old school green with the Sheridan orange bill. Remembered those. I don't remember the black caps from last year. 3-1. Runner goes, pitches outside. It's off the glove of the catcher, and Faldo's going to ease his way to second because it's a walk. Faldo was going on the 3-1, but Miura ends up walking for the 3rd time. Faldo to second. Here's Shinsuke Sakaino, who's been on base all 3 times today. A RBI double, a single, and a walk. And Joshua Torres has gone as far as he can go. As Justin Johnson is out, he's making a pitching change. Torres seemed to have settled in just a little bit, but would falter here after the leadoff triple. Again, kind of settled down, but could not maintain it. And the RBI to Faldo was really kind of a backbreaker in all of that. We got a new pitcher. We'll tell you about him when we come back. Hawaii leading 9-5. 2 runners on with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. With this pitching change, we'll step aside for a minute. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
The Hawaii Wall and Ceiling Industry Association is looking for skilled drywall installers, finishers, and cement plasterers. Whether you're a journeyman or an apprentice, we offer great opportunities for career growth in Hawaii's thriving construction industry. You'll enjoy benefits like health insurance, paid vacation, and a retirement plan. If you're dependable and excited about being part of a great industry, call Lisa at 808-271-4195 or go to hwcia.com. That's hwcia.com and apply.
College Basketball Saturday on ESPN Radio. In our final weekend of the regular season, the Kentucky Wildcats head to Mizzou Arena to face the Missouri Tigers.
Drives it, a whistle, bangs it into the buzzer! What a shot, he hit it! Are you serious? Wow!
Kentucky at Missouri on ESPN Honolulu, 92.7 FM at 1420 AM. Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Joshua Torres is done after 2 innings of relief, and James Appleford, a left-handed redshirt junior, will step in for his 2nd appearance of the season. His only one, he went 2 innings, an ERA of 4.50. So Appleford for Torres, 2 innings, 4 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. So far, has 5 runs against his ledger after starter Matthew O'Brien allowed 4 in 2 2/3 innings. Pitching probably would make you a little squeamish today. But you go lefty versus lefty here with Sakaino up, 2 on, 2 out, top of the 5th inning. Sakaino a double, a single, and a walk. He is driven in a run. And the pitch to him. That's a curveball right over the inside corner, strike 1. That RBI double was tagged to deep left, but Dowie, the left fielder, tried to dive back to make the play, and it was off his glove. Look at second, the 0-1. Breaking ball, swung on and missed by Sakaino. Left that one over the plate, a little bit up, and it's 0-2. Faldo, the runner at second, he had the RBI single that brought Hawaii's only run in the inning. This pitch poked foul back. Miura walked on 5 pitches, so it's Faldo at second, Miura at first. (0-2). Appleford sets waist high, looks at second, his pitch. Fastball away. Sakaino is a patient hitter, and more often than not, he's not going to fall for that. 1-2. Offering. Fastball way high. About helmet level. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And if he can get on base, Elijah Iquez, who's had a big night tonight, he's driven in 4. He's on deck. Deuce is wild. 2-2 pitch. Base. This one just hit on the ground, foul right side by Sakino, just keeping it alive. Still 2-2. This Hawaii team's gotten a lot of attention here in the last week. 2-2. Breaking ball lined over the shortstop and into left center field. Faldo around third will score. Miura trying for third. He's in there safely. Racing for second. Sakino, he gets in there. Shunsuke Sakino with an RBI single. He'll get to second on the throw. It's now 10-5 here in the 5th inning. Just like what he did in the first and again in the third, Sakino taking it the other way. Not doing too much, just lining it over the shortstop and bringing the runner in. And great base running by Miura to get from first to third. And then seeing where the ball went, Sakino with his speed raced over to second. So 2 runners in scoring position with 2 out. And here's Iquez. Homer to left back in the 3rd inning. And he takes a pitch in at his feet, ball 1. The Hawaii offense, which came in averaging 6 runs and 10 hits a game with a .301 batting average, has been the star of this game tonight, and they've needed to be. 1-0. That's a slider high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. They have clearly surpassed all of those averages. First triple of the year, 4th home run of the season coming tonight. 2-0. There's a strike called. Fastball on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. I think you can hear the sounds of a train in the background. They do have the train that runs through. 2-1. That's a slider away. 3 balls and a strike. Usually when the team stays in more downtown Riverside, on your way up to the ballpark, there's a rail line that runs through, and that can make you stop for several minutes if you're on your way up. 3-1, fastball high and away. Ball 4 to Iquez, and the bases are loaded. So you're at third, Sakino at second, Iquez at first. Here's Ben Ziegler-Namoa. RBI double in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, 2-run single in the 4th. Nowhere to put him. Hawaii trying to open this wide here in the 5th. A 10-5 game. Ziegler-Namoa in a left-handed batter's box. Lefty versus lefty matchup. Pitch to him. Slider, bouncer right toward the shortstop. Harrison has it. He tried to go to second. He was late. Harrison tried to make the play himself at second base, and he was late. And that's going to allow a run to score. Miura's going to come in. I wonder, first and foremost, if he knew how many outs they were, because he went to go step on second and then he fired one over to first. There were 2 outs in the inning. But that decision is going to allow another run to come in and make it 11-5. And Lancaster coming up now with the bases still loaded. And he'll take a curveball down and outside, ball 1. Yeah, his actions. Well, first off, I mean, if his play was going to be to second, the second baseman didn't go over, so a play there would have been on his own. 1-0. Fastball high and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Lancaster, the 9th man up here in this inning. By the way, that's infield single RBI in case you're scoring that for Ziegler-Namoa. 2-0. Fastball, it's above the letters, 3-0. And if the base is loaded, there is nowhere to put Lancaster. When you're down 5 at that point, you can't afford to have a miscue like that. 3-0. And that's low for ball 4, and that will walk in a run. Bases loaded walk that brings in Sakino from third, and it's now 12-5.
Right fielder, number 20.
Iquez over to third, Ziegler no more to second, and Hawaii's batted around, and Quant with his second plate appearance in the inning. He tripled to start the inning and later scored. Pitch to him. That's a curveball right down the middle for a strike. 12 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for Hawaii. 5-7-0 for UC Riverside. 0-1. Pitch down and away, bounces away from the catcher, and that's going to move everybody up. Iquez scores on the wild pitch. It's now 13-5. Ziegler Namoa over to third, Lancaster to second. And it is getting out of control here. Hawaii put up the 4 in the fourth inning that turned this thing around. They've put up 5 here in the 5th. And Quant could do even more here with 2 runners in scoring position if he can put it in play. 1-1. Curveball down low. Now a lot of sharp break to that. 2 balls and 1 strike. UC Riverside's got a lot of catching up to do, and I would imagine Cooper Walls will be back out there. Nobody warming in the bullpen. 2-1. Fastball, swing and a miss. 2-2. Left that over the outer half of the plate. And now I think the question is, as long as this stays the way it is, how long can you let Walls run? Because I think that would be just as important given the score and looking at the weekend. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball down low. Good take by Quant. And a count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Quant's shown some good patience here. He hasn't flinched on Appleford's curveball that he's basically kept down. He hasn't really left it up. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball over the outside corner. Quant strikes out, and the inning comes to an end. But a big inning for Hawaii in the 5th inning. 5 runs come in on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It is 13-5. Hawaii ahead of UC Riverside. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
This place they call paradise, I call my own. Best to be born and raised local ground.
With hotels, condo resorts, and vacation rentals on 5 Hawaiian islands, Castle Resorts and Hotels is a Kama'aina favorite. When you need a place to stay to attend a tournament, family function, or a golf getaway, visit castleresorts.com for special Kama'aina rates.
H-A-W-A, 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 there ain't no other place like these islands.
Castle Resorts and Hotels. Born in Hawaii, built on hospitality, inspired by aloha.
H-A-W-A, there ain't no other place like these islands.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
13-5. Hawaii leading UC Riverside as we go to, yes, the bottom of the 5th inning. We've been going for nearly 2.5 hours with all the offense that we have had, and frankly, a lot of walks. UC Riverside has walked 8 batters. Hawaii has walked 4, so we've had a combined 12 walks and 10 strikeouts in this game. We've had some wild pitches. We've had wild. I don't know if there's a better way to put it. Most importantly, Hawaii has the lead after kind of getting off to a 2-0 start, and then gave up 2 in the bottom of the 1st, gave up the lead in the bottom of the 2nd, gave up the lead again in the 3rd. Hawaii has scored 9 unanswered runs as Andrew Rivas takes the first pitch strike over the inside corner. Rivas 1 for 2, singled his last time up. Next pitch to him, fastball belt high, strike 2 called. Nunez is next. As Walls works quickly, he's 0-2. Swing and a roller right side. Sakino grabs it, spins, throws to first in time. Beauty of a play by Shunsuke Sakino. On a quick roller to his left, scooped it up, turned in shallow right, spun to make the throw to first and get the out. And that is what you can get night in and night out from Shunsuke Sakino. Landon Nunez up here walks his first time up. And Nunez will face Walls. We said earlier, we've been so busy with what's been going on today. Kind of say hello to those that are listening in wherever you are. First pitch strike just below the waist to Nunez, 0-1. But I should also shout out the sports information director, Darren, who's listening in and had an update on the caps that Hawaii's wearing. Fastball on the inside corner, strike 2. I had asked earlier whether the caps, the black caps, that are along with the gray jerseys. I don't recall seeing it before. 0-2, fastball away off of Faldo's glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he said those are new this year. And I got to admit, I got to get myself one of those caps. That fits well with the gray jersey. Looks very solid. 1-2 pitch. That's a fastball, letter high. Called a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But we also said we'd be saying hello to those that are listening in wherever they are. Ask you to say hello on X. This 2-2. Softly hit towards second. Sakino has it, throws on the run to first to get out number 2. And we'll do some of those starting in the next half inning. So tell us where you're listening from. At Josh on the radio, send us a post on that platform, formerly known as Twitter. Tyler Gordon steps in. RBI single in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. 13-5, Hawaii lead on UC Riverside in the bottom of the 5th inning. If you're listening in for men's volleyball, that will be coming up over on CBS 1500 with Hawaii against Lindenwood. 6:45 broadcast time there. First pitch, a fastball shoulder high for ball 1 to Gordon. All 3 games of this series this weekend on ESPN Honolulu. Next pitch, called strike. Right down the middle of the plate, it's 1-1. Walls working quickly, his pitch. That's a fastball upstairs again. Spins back toward the bump. I think knows he kind of overcooked that a little bit, heading home. 2 balls and a strike. He winds and delivers. Swing and a bouncer right under Walls' feet and into center field. And Gordon keeps the inning alive with his second base hit. And that will bring David Whittle to the plate. Now Walls kind of sped up his pace there. Ready, on the bump, throw in. I can't see the pitch clock because it is out of our view. As we'll get a pinch hitter here. It is Jackson Bird who will hit for David Whittle. But I wish I could see where the pitch clock is in relation to when he's pitching, because it's on the side of the dugouts facing the inside part of the field, and we are at an angle where we can't see any of them. Bird, left-handed hitter, hitting 158, swings at the first pitch and misses strike 1. The weird thing is they also have a camera. Yeah, it's there. I just can't see the numbers. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2 the count. The weird thing is they have actually a timer out beyond center field, but they just use that for the time between innings, which is 2 minutes. They don't actually use it for pitches as time is called, and they're going to ask a warning for engagement for Walls. I think it'd be nice for the fans if that clock were also used there to relay what the pitch clock is. 0-2, swing and a miss. Bird strikes out on 3 pitches And that ends the inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, and one left. We will head to the sixth. It is 13-5, Hawaii ahead of UC Riverside. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Aloha, there's something trending in sports, and it's not on social media. It's student athletes suffering from concussions and not reporting it. Too many parents or even team members who witness something in practice or at a game won't report it in fear of losing playing time or letting their teammates down. However, by not treating concussions, these young people can face consequences, such as a drop in academic performance, continued symptoms that can interfere with emotions and behavior, and possibly long-term health effects, including death. But by reporting the concussion, your student athlete can receive help and recover faster and safer with recent advances in concussion management. They'll be back with their teammates playing and enjoying sports. So parents, encourage your student to report their concussions, and team members, take care of your teammates. Find out more from HCAM, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu. Brought to you by Ushijima Architects.
New pitcher for UC Riverside here in the top of the sixth inning. It is Marco Di Girolamo, a junior right-hander. Kind of drops halfway down with his right arm in his delivery. This is the junior's second appearance on the year. He's only recorded one out. And Di Girolamo, Digiorlamo, is the fourth pitcher for UC Riverside here this evening. It started with Matthew O'Brien, then Joshua Torres, then James Appleford, and then Di Girolamo. Final line for Torres. We didn't get to finish it up earlier. Ends up allowing 7 runs on 4 hits in 2 innings of relief. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. And Appleford, who was only able to get 1 out, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Doesn't feel like your normal Friday with pitching. Both of these starters could not get through the 3rd inning, as Kamada Nahaku will start the 6th against Di Girolamo. Right-hander delivers, whizzes across the plate, but off the plate away to Nahaku. 1 ball, no strikes. 0 for 2. Flied out to right, lined out to left, and walked. 1-0. This is sent out to right field. Moving back is the right fielder. He settles, and he makes the catch for out number 1. I think that is Bird, who's the right fielder now. He came in for Whittle. So 1 away for Draven Nushida. And it is Bird who is the right fielder. Nushida, 0 for 3. Struck out in his last 2 at-bats. Di Girolamo delivers. Change up, late called strike 1 in the outside corner. So let's say hello to people who are listening into the broadcast. Daryl says he's having dinner at home and enjoying listening to the game. Thanks for tuning in, Daryl. 0-1. Slider misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trying to imagine what Daryl might be having for dinner while listening to the game. First thing I can think of is poke and rice. Slider outside, 2-1. Maybe that's just what I'm hungry for. I'm not sure. 2-1 to Nushida. 1 out, top of the 6th. It's 13-5 Hawaii. Here's the pitch. Another slider that falls over the middle of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hawk. Now, this is a while ago, so things might have changed here for Hawk. Says he's in YPO Gentry, just close to finishing up my evening walk. So I'm sure the walk is done now at this point. 2-2. Swing and a hard grounder taken by the second baseman Chapman. Sets, throws to first. It's in time for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for Di Girolamo. There is another right-hander up and loosening in the UC Riverside bullpen. as Hunter Faldo, who had his first RBI of the year back in the 5th, an RBI single. Faldo steps in for his second plate appearance. And Di Girolamo will step off the rubber. Faldo came on as a pinch runner in the 4th for Palmera and has stayed in the game since. And first pitch called strike. 0-1 to Faldo. We get some more of these road hellos coming up in a little while. 0-1. Slider ripped into left field. That's a base hit for Faldo. The more you throw of those on a consistent basis, you'll get touched up on one. And that one was a slider that stayed about middle in. And Faldo just sent that one into left field. He's 2 for 2. So Matthew Miura coming up. 0 for 1. Has walked 3 times today. And has scored all 3 times that he has walked. Hawaii 13, UC Riverside 5. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Di Girolamo waits. The delivery is called strike up in the zone. By the way, Daryl says for dinner he wished it was poke and rice. It's meatloaf, rice, and a baked potato. Which does not sound bad. 0-1. Swing and a foul tip into Bergen's glove. It's 0-2. You know what I will say to that dinner? That has a lot of variety. You got 2 starches and meatloaf. Not bad. 0-2. Di Girolamo ready at the belt. He delivers. Slider called strike 3. And Miura down looking to end the 6th. No runs, a hit. No errors, and 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It is 13-5. Hawaii leading UC Riverside. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Bring your best golf game to Hawaii Prince Golf Club with Kama'aina weekday rates starting at $57, $67 on the weekends. Or make it a staycation at Prince Waikiki with rooms from only $199, waived resort charge, half off parking, and kids eat for free at 100 Sales Restaurant and Bar. Plus, enjoy free shuttle service to Hawaii Prince Golf Club. Visit princewaikiki.com to book today. Valid Hawaii driver's license or state ID required. Some restrictions apply.
Bring over your funds to Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union from another financial institution and secure it with a great rate for 5 months. Earn an amazing 4.25% annual percentage rate. Get in while the rates are still in the 4s. Don't miss this opportunity. Rates are rapidly changing. Get your 4.25 annual percentage rate for a 5-month certificate today. Check out Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union at hificu.com today.
Membership open to Oahu and Maui residents. Federally insured by NCUA. Rates subject to change without notice. $2,000 minimum to open. Money used to fund certificate must come from an external source. Penalty for early withdrawal. Fees could reduce earnings. Other rates available.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
We head to the bottom of the 6th. That is 13-5. Hawaii leading UC Riverside. Walls is still out there for Hawaii. He came into the game in the 3rd inning. He has gone 3 innings of relief. Has been very valuable. Sebastian Gonzalez allowed 5 runs, 4 of them earned, and Walls since coming in, while not, I would say, consistently sharp. Main thing is he hasn't allowed a run. No runs, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks for Walls since coming into the game in relief. And he'll face Badawi, Bergen, and Pitts. 8, 9, and 1. Jacob Badawi 0 for 2, struck out his last time. Walls ready. He winds and delivers. Fastball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. A lot of people will be tuning in. There's no video coverage this weekend. 1-0, hard grounder to third. Lancaster waits for it, picks it up, fires over to first. A low throw, but it's in time for out number 1. Yeah, no video. I think UC Riverside's kind of setting up. You got basketball, so you got all your videos set up all there at the Student Recreation Center. So instead of moving everything back and forth, I think they just kind of kept it there. So that's why this entire weekend is audio only here at the Plex. First pitch, this is lined into left field. That's a base hit for Ethan Bergen. So 1-out hit, Bergen's first hit. He's 1 for 3. And that will send Robert Pitts up. So continuing with some of those listening in wherever they are, Brandon is tuning in. Says, let's go Bows. No better way to start conference play than with a win. It was looking a little dicey about that last part, the first 3 innings or so, until Hawaii's bats just woke up. First pitch slider up and in, ball 1 from Walls to Robert Pitts. Pitts has singled twice and has struck out. He is 2 for 3. 1-0. He'll take just outside and low. 2 balls, no strikes. Got a righty up and loosening for UC Riverside in its bullpen in Hawaii. You got a couple of guys just standing, watching, and admiring. 2-0. Pitts, a chopper right past Lancaster third and into left field. Bergen will stop at second base. 2 are on here with 1 out. And UC Riverside trying to make a rally here, down by 8 runs. And Manoa Chapman will step in. Chapman, a double that drove in a run in the first, a single he later scored in the third, and he struck out looking against Walls in the fourth. And that bullpen has now changed from standing and admiring to a righty getting up and throwing. Pitch, swing, and a liner. Sakino leaps in the air. He can't grab it. It's into right field. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet. Bergen over to third. Pitts over to second. Chapman with his 3rd hit. And the bases are now loaded here in the 6th inning. And if you're one of those thinking, 8 runs, time to walk away from this one, don't. 8-run game. Here's Griffin Harrison. Harrison, the team leader in RBI, coming in with 11. Today he's been kind of quiet. He's walked twice and has singled. He's 1 for 1. Bergen at third, Pitts at second, Chapman at first. 1 out. Walls kicks and delivers. A fastball that just high and away. Ball 1. So now you get a little nervous here. 1-0. That slider's a called strike, left up in the zone. That's where I get a little nervous. The placement of that pitch. But Wall's working quickly. Winds is 1-1. Breaking ball, bouncer towards short. Iquez has it. Flips to Sakino for 1. Over to first. Double play. A 6-4-3 double play that saves the day here in the 6th inning and keeps the Highlanders off the board. They leave 2. No runs on 3 hits. 2 runners left on base. We've completed 6. Hawaii holding on to its 13-5 lead. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
At Dow Electric Supply, we're your local-based company with your needs in mind. We see the light in Hawaii, and rest assured, we are with you all the way. Our sales counter and will call are here to serve Hawaii's electricians, developers, utility companies, businesses, and homeowners. The Dial Lighting Gallery showroom is open by appointment only. Go online to www.dialelectricsupply.com. Open weekdays from 7 to 3. At Dial Electric Supply, we see the light.
Aloha, this is Stan Mahilona from Sports Stan. You're listening to University of Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
We head to the 7th, and we have yet another new pitcher. Justin Estrada is the new right-hander here for UC Riverside. Estrada, a grad student, making his 4th appearance. 0-1 record of 4.76 earned run average in 5 2/3 innings. So, good effort out of the pen for Marco Di Girolamo. Gave up a hit, got a strikeout in his inning of work, but he is the only UC Riverside pitcher to not allow a run here through 6. If you're just tuning in, Hawaii scored 2 in the top of the first inning. Highlanders matched that in the bottom half, then took the lead in the second on a RBI single from Robert Pitts. Hawaii took the lead back with 2 in the third on Elijah Iquez's 2-run home run. And then the Highlanders said, we'll take you right back. They got 2 in the bottom of the third, one on a wild pitch, the other on a Tyler Gordon RBI single. And then Hawaii just said enough of this, put up 4 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth. And that is where the lead currently sits. Shinsuke Sakino, 3 for 3, and has walked. He has scored all 4 times he's been on base. It's Sakino, Iquez, and Ziegler Namoa here in the top of the 7th. 13-13-2 for Hawaii, 5-11-0 for UC Riverside. It's Sakino, first pitch swinging, bounces it past the second baseman and into center field. Make that 4 for 4 for Sakino, and he doesn't waste any time against the right-handed reliever. So leadoff man is on, and Elijah Iquez will come up. We told you about the 2-run homer in the third. Iquez also had a 2-run single in the fourth. He's 2 for 3. He's had a good night. I want to mention more of the people listening in. They've reached out on the X platform. Mark, I think just being kind of mean with his first pitch fastball, a called strike to Iquez, says, listening from Kapolei, it's a beautiful, clear 75 degrees. Stay warm, Josh, and the baseball bows. Go Bows. 75, huh, Mark? 0-1. This is driven in the air out toward right. Bird moving back, now toward the line. He makes the catch for out number 1. Sakino retreats back to first base. So 1 away for Ben Ziegler Namoa. He is driven in 4 tonight. RBI double in the first. 2-run single in the fourth. RBI single in the fifth. He's also been hit by a pitch. Ziegler Namoa is 3 for 3. Mark, since you're mentioning the temperature, it is 48 and mostly clear here in Riverside. We're over to first, and back in is Sakino. Hawaii bullpen, which was going for a brief bit of time earlier, has since gotten quiet, and I think that's because Walls got out of the 6th without allowing a run. Sakino again dives back in ahead of the tag. We've seen some base running blunders on both sides, but ultimately it has largely been a show of force at the plate. Pitch to Ziegler Namoa is a letter high strike. 0-1 to the Hawaii first baseman. Now, this game started, we were at 52 degrees about 2 hours and almost 50 minutes ago. Dropped down a few, but the weather app's also being a little mean as well. 0-1, changeup is low, 1 ball, 1 strike, where the weather app says higher temperatures expected tomorrow. Gee, thanks. 1-1. And he'll throw again and check on Sakino at first. I know. Does it sound like I'm freezing up here? 1-1. Runner doesn't go. There's a breaking ball low and away. 2 balls and a strike. It is so cold. How cold is it? My pinky toes are getting numb. Runner goes. This is popped back out of play to the left. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. I can remember, though, this is not new. When these games are played a little bit earlier in the conference schedule, I have sat here and frozen my tail off before. 2023, same thing. So it's not anything different. Kind of used to that. 2-2. That runs inside. Fastball misses. It's 3-2. Do see a lefty for Hawaii. Was it a lefty? No, it's a righty that's just gotten back up. 3-2. Pitch. Runner goes. This is swung on and missed. Sakino's going to steal second with no throw. Ziegler Nomoa strikes out, and there's 2 away here in the 7th. So Sakino, the stolen base, that is his 6th. And Sage Lancaster will step in here. Lancaster, 2 for 3, walked with the bases loaded his last time up in the 5th. Right-handed hitter, and the pitch to him. Lancaster takes a breaking ball down low in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Sakino reached on a 1-out single. He's at second base. It is 13-5. Hawaii leading UC Riverside. Now throw over to second. Sakino's back over there. Bottom of the 7th. Highlanders will have Rivas, Nunez, and Gordon. Pitch. That's down and outside. It's 2-0. Lancaster's, like a lot of other guys, really kind of settled themselves firm at their positions. Lancaster at third. It's helped that he's hit the ball pretty well. 2-0. Swing and a pop-up. This will head into the seats. Look out, Hawaii fans. One guy got up, was thinking he could catch it with his bare hands, and no. That landed right in front of him. It's a foul ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Outfield left to right. Badawi, Pitts, Bird, who came in as a pinch hitter earlier in the game, is still in right. Gordon, Harrison, Chapman, Rivas from third to first. Bergen catching for Justin Estrada. Is 2-1. Swing and a miss. Forced a fastball right by Lancaster, and it's 2-2. Sakino single to lead off. 2-2. That's down low. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Other thing, and we'll mention this at the bottom half of this frame. One thing we're not accustomed to with umpires here. 3-2, a high bouncer towards short. Picked up by Harrison, throws it over to first. It's not picked out by the first baseman, will bounce by, and that's going to allow Sakino to score. Harrison had it cleanly, threw it over toward first, but it was low, and his first baseman, Rivas, could not grab it out of the dirt. That's going to be an error, and that's going to bring in yet another run. So it's 14-5 now. And Quant will get another plate appearance. So it's an E6. That brings home Sakino. Quant tripled back in the 5th. He's 1 for 4. First triple of the season from a Hawaii hitter, and he was close to hitting that one out of the park. Pitch to Quant is a curveball outside and low. 1 ball, no strikes. 14 runs, 14 hits, 2 Hawaii errors, now 5-11-1 for UC Riverside. 1-0. That's high and outside, 2-0. We'll go through the rest of the conference coming up in the bottom of the inning as well. Surprise, I think, right now, UC Irvine trailing Long Beach State 2-0. Down and outside 3-0. And you might say, well, it's a 3-game series. You got ace versus ace. But usually think the Friday games tell you a little bit more about what each team is as compared to Saturdays and Sundays. 3-0 to Quan. Pitch is taken down and inside, and that's a walk. So the inning continues. Lancaster over to second. Quant at first. Here is Kamana Nahaku, who's still looking for his first hit.
25, Kamana Nahaku.
Nahaku is 0 for 3 with a walk. Everybody has reached base for Hawaii today. That includes Palmera, who walked and is no longer in the game. Nahaku takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Faldo came in for him, has got a couple of hits. But it's Nahaku and Nushida who are the only ones not to get a hit. 0-1. Nahaku takes a fastball about shoulder high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second, Lancaster reached on the error that kept the inning going. 1-1. Nahaku swings and misses. Pitch running down in the zone, and it's 1-2. More action in the UCR bullpen as they've got another righty up and loosening. Estrada is the 5th Highlander pitcher. 1-2 in on the hands, and this one's floated foul right over into the netting next to the Hawaii dugout. They've got netting here that runs, basically covers most of the seats. It doesn't cover all of it. It doesn't cover the dugouts and above. So some of the seats here are actually unprotected. 1-2 is down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So if you're sitting above a dugout on both sides, you gotta be looking up and paying attention. But it's also smart to try not to sit as far from there and kind of sit closer to the middle of the stands. 2-2 is a called strike 3. Breaking ball in the outer half. Nahaku strikes out, and the inning comes to an end. But Hawaii does get one more here in the 7th. 1 run with 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 base runners left. Let's stretch. Let's try to stretch. It's 14-5. Hawaii leading UC Riverside as we go to the bottom of the 7th. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Everyone knows Young's Fish Market for their Hawaiian food specialties and home of the Wow Lao Lao. But did you know they can cater your next baby luau, wedding, or corporate outing? Kalua pig, squid luau, chicken long rice, shoyu poke, lomi salmon, and choice of lao lao. Check out youngsfishmarket.com and order their various courses. Delivery and serving equipment rental available. Young's Fish Market in Kalihi at City Square.
Building a winning program requires vision, careful planning, and expert execution. Since 1994, Ushijima Architects has provided the highest quality professional planning and design services for various projects throughout our state. Our highly experienced team provides the full spectrum of services, from feasibility studies and master plans to complete architectural design work. Call us today at 808-946-9544. Ushijima Architects is a proud sponsor of University of Hawaii Baseball.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
14-5, Hawaii leading UC Riverside as we go to the bottom of the 7th. We have a new pitcher for Hawaii. We'll tell you about the right-hander here in just a moment. But first, we pause 10 seconds for Station ID. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu, presented by Sports Stand Sporting Goods.
Your official radio home of University of Hawaii Sports is ESPN Honolulu. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM.
Charlie Adamson is the new pitcher for Hawaii as the Bows take a 5-run lead into the bottom of the 7th inning. And credit to Cooper Walls, who is in line for the win. 4 innings of work, no runs on 5 hits, 5 strikeouts and 2 walks in relief of Sebastian Gonzalez. First pitch from Adamson is well low and away to Andrew Rivas. 1 ball, no strikes. Adamson in here for Hawaii. Next pitch misses 2-0, making his 5th appearance, a 4.76 earned run average in 5 2/3 innings. Adamson's pitch is outside and low. 3-0 to Rivas. Landon Nunez and Tyler Gordon to follow. 3-0. They're down low. Fastball just below the bottom of the zone in a 4-pitch walk. So Nunez will come up here. He is 0 for 1. Mentioning people listening into the broadcast tonight, including our own Harrison Kuroda, one of my broadcast partners, and you see him on Spectrum Sports. Harrison also being very mean tonight. A comfortable 76 degrees in Kaka'ako. Thanks, Harry. Glad you're comfortable. It's 47 now in Riverside. Here's the pitch to Nunez, and it's a called strike, bottom of the zone. 0-1. It is a cold night. It's frigid across much of California. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Got Nunez out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. I wish I could really describe it because it's a beautiful night. As time is called and they're reminding Adamson to engage with the hitter. It is beautiful. Had some rain earlier in the day. Had a little bit of a sprinkle on the drive over. It's wintry conditions. 0-2. Swing and a bouncer that gets through the right side. A base hit for Nunez. 2 on here with nobody out. And Tyler Gordon coming up. If there is anything, if you're Rich Hill and you're thinking about trying to get out of here, you want outs. In a 14-5 game, you don't want to see a lot of hits, and you don't want to see some runs coming across. Gordon 2 for 3 and takes a fastball upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Adamson in relief. Next pitch up and away. 2-0 the count. And looking over, first baseman Ziegler, Namoa is going to walk over. So is Lancaster. So is the catcher. Going to settle Adamson down. How he got here, Sebastian Gonzalez struggled tonight for Hawaii. 2 innings. 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 6 hits. 2 walks and a strikeout. Cooper Walls is the one that came in the 3rd inning after Gonzalez gave up a couple of hits and a walk. And while 2 runs came in that inning, Walls wild pitch, and then he gave up the RBI single to Gordon. After that, it was almost like a mindset change. And he went from really kind of overthrowing and rushing himself to settling down and pitching at a comfortable pace. 2-0 to Gordon. Fastball for a called strike in the outer half. 2-1. And Hawaii will get some more action in its bullpen. Adamson ready. He delivers. Fastball in tight. 3-1 to the left-handed hitter, Gordon. We have crossed the 3-hour mark here at the Plex. A 14-5 Hawaii lead on UC Riverside. 3-1 is down low for ball 4, and the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 7th. So Adamson has come in here. There's nobody out. He has walked 2. He's given up a hit. And Jackson Bird will come up here, and Bird in his only appearance struck out. 9-run game, and granted, it should feel comfortable, but it really doesn't. UC Riverside's pounded out 12 hits of its own. Pitch to Bird, swing and a miss. Rounding off the outside corner, Bird hits from the left side. Strike one. Adamson, knee slightly bent. His pitch to the plate. Bird skies this foul. This will go out of play to the left. And it's 0-2. One of the characteristics here of Riverside Sports Complex, we mentioned the dimensions, but out in center, you've got the high wall, 400 feet out to dead center. I'd say that wall's got to be at least 15 feet high. That pitch swung on and missed. And Bird strikes out. One away here in the bottom of the seventh. But they've also added, since the last time we've been here, as Jacob Badawi comes up, Badawi's 0 for 3. They've added out in right center a kind of wall of former players that they've recognized. They also mentioned retired numbers in there. Pitch to Badawi is down and away, ball one. Coaches and players, for example, Troy Percival, former coach here. His number 40's been retired. Eric Show, that breaking ball down low. 2 balls, no strikes to Badawi. And then coaches, Don Edwards, Doug Smith, Jack Smitherin, Jack Carroll. And then they've got about 19 players that are lined along the wall in right center. Kind of similar to what Hawaii has at Les Murakami Stadium, as Rich Hill is out of the Hawaii dugout and making the slow walk over to Adamson, who has walked to, he has struck out a batter, and has given up a single. I think all Rich Hill is thinking about is, come on, let's get out of here. It's 14-5. We don't need to make this complicated here down the stretch. As work in the bullpen continues. Is that going to be it? I think so. I think Rich Hill's about to make a call to the bullpen. Because I see movement. I see guys coming out of the dugout. I haven't seen the point just yet, but I can see where the third base umpire, his job is to go walk over and check the pitcher if he's got anything on him. The pitcher leaving, I don't think he checks the new pitcher coming in. They check him after the inning. But they go and make sure before the old pitcher, being Adamson, leaves, that he's clean, and that's going to be it. So Adamson only is able to get one out, but he leaves the bases loaded, and it's going to lead to a new pitcher. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by H-Camp, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. It is 14-5. Hawaii going to a new pitcher with the bases loaded, one out, and a 2-0 count to Jacob Badawi. With this pitching change, we'll step aside for a minute. You're listening to Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Tune in before every University of Hawaii baseball game for the Rich Hill Show. We'll talk to the fourth-year head coach about the previous and upcoming game, pitching matchups, and highlight some key players. The Rich Hill Show, presented by the Hawaii Wall and Ceiling Industry Association.
The biggest games and biggest moments in NCAA basketball are on Westwood One.
Left side, drives the baseline all the way to the bucket for a two-hand slam.
Every week, tune in as the best teams in the country square off. During the final month of the regular season, Westwood One has marquee matchups to get you set for the big dance. If it's NCAA basketball, it's right here.
On ESPN Honolulu, 92.7 FM and 1420 AM. Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
14-5 is your score here in the bottom of the seventh inning, and Hawaii will throw out its fourth pitcher of the night, and it is Danny Veloz who enters in here. Charlie Adamson, somewhat disappointing. He was only able to retire one batter in the bottom of this frame. Walk two, had a strikeout, gave up a hit, but he's responsible for the bases being full and the 2-0 count to Jacob Badawi. But Veloz coming in his line, Danny is 1-0 with an ERA of 6. He's pitched 3 innings this season. This is his 4th appearance, and we saw him on Monday. He was the one that got that win. He was the final pitcher there in the 12th. So it's a 2-0 count to Badawi. Rivas at third, Nunez at second, Gordon at first, 1 out. Veloz's pitch, a called strike, fastball over the outer half, 2-1. Ethan Bergen, the catcher, is the on-deck hitter. Scott Gonzalez, Walls, Adamson, now Veloz. 2-1. Swing and a bouncer left side. Iquez fields it, throws to second for 1, on to first, a double play. A low throw that Ziegler Namoa was able to gobble up, and once again, for the second consecutive inning, the bases were loaded and Hawaii gets out of it with an inning-ending double play. 6-4-3, Hawaii gets out of it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We will head to the 8th, Hawaii maintaining a 14-5 lead. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Aloha, there's something trending in sports, and it's not on social media. It's student athletes suffering from concussions and not reporting it. Too many parents or even team members who witness something in practice or at a game won't report it in fear of losing playing time or letting their teammates down. However, by not treating concussions, these young people can face consequences, such as a drop in academic performance, continued symptoms that can interfere with emotions and behavior, and possibly long-term health effects, including death. But by reporting the concussion, your student athlete can receive help and recover faster and safer with recent advances in concussion management. They'll be back with their teammates playing and enjoying sports. So parents, encourage your student to report their concussions, and team members, take care of your teammates. Find out more from HCAM, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu. Brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union.
Go to the 8th. It is 14-5. Hawaii leading UC Riverside. There are a bunch of changes that Justin Johnson is throwing out, including a new pitcher. That's Brent Godina in here for Justin Estrada. That's just, it's one of many. As I see here are some changes in the field, and we'll see Hawaii throw out some pinch hitters here too. Aiden Cooney actually has a bat. Actually, they're actually mentioning some of the other subs. I'm sorry. Ty Walton is entered the game. Walton's at third, in for Gordon. And if you're wondering, that's not the Ty Walton that used to play at the University of Hawaii. This is Ty with a TY. The Ty who played for the University of Hawaii was TAI. So Walton for Gordon here in the 8th. And the other one here is, well, that's it. Walton in and Godina, the new pitcher. Godina's line coming in. 5.06 earned run average with a save, making his 5th appearance. He's gone 5 1/3 innings. Batting average against of .238, 4 strikeouts to 3 walks. And as we mentioned, we'll see some pinch hitters here for Hawaii, or at least one pinch hitter, and that's going to be Aiden Cooney. So Cooney will pinch hit for Nushida. Cooney, someone who started the year at first base, has kind of fallen back into a bench role. Cooney coming in hitting 143, but as we learned today from Coach Hill, Cooney's been getting some work at catcher as first pitch high, ball one, as kind of a emergency catcher. And I asked him during the Rich Hill show, he used all three of his catchers in that extra innings game, and then he pinch hit for Hel de Dios with Itsuki Takemoto. And I had to ask at some point, as the 1-0, Cooney skies this in the air, shallow left field, racing over Badawi, the left fielder, in foul territory. He'll make the catch for the first out. And I had to ask him, if that game continued, who would you have had catch the game? And he said Aiden Cooney would have been. He's been getting a little bit of work there, as Hunter Faldo will step up here, the current catcher for Hawaii. Caught in high school, caught in travel ball, I think it was too. So if that situation ever arises, I guess you know who could be called upon here. Faldo's had a good night. Takes the fastball up and away, 1-0. Came in as a pinch runner in the third. Since that point, has 2 singles and an RBI. 1-0. Fastball cut on a miss. Left up in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mentioning some of you listening in who've gotten in touch with us on the X platform at Josh on the radio. 1-1 count. Pitch. That's a late strike 2 call, bottom of the zone, 1-2. Johnny saying, was that 195-minute commute from a Riverside hotel? No, it was not. That was the commute coming into the ballpark. 1-2, fastball up and away, 2-2. Said, hope the gang got in BP. The gang did get BP before the game. Got to watch a little bit of that. Did our interview with Rich Hill afterwards. 2-2 is a called strike 3. Fastball knee high, and Faldo retired for the first time as he strikes out looking. 2 down, nobody on. 14-5, Hawaii leading top of the 8th inning. Here's Matthew Miura, 0 for 2, but has walked 3 times and scored 3 times. The 195-minute commute was from Northridge, where I'm at for basketball. And, there for the series with Bakersfield yesterday, Northridge tomorrow, CSUN. First pitch is high, ball 1. Part of a triple header tomorrow of UH sports, baseball in the morning. Men's basketball will be on the air at 2:30. And then you've got women's basketball in the evening. 1-0, called strike at the knees, 1-1. So I'll be at men's basketball tomorrow, and I'll rejoin baseball on Sunday. Our baseball coverage tomorrow, TBD, FYI. Lots of letters. 1-1. Swing. This one ripped out to left field. Badawi started back, comes in, dives to the ground, and he made the catch. Great adjustment last moment by Badawi as Miura smoked that one out to left, but he lines out to end the inning. And for the first time, a true 1-2-3 inning for UC Riverside. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 14-5. Hawaii ahead of UC Riverside. It is Hawaii baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Sports Stand Sporting Goods is Hawaii's best baseball and softball store. At Sports Stand, you'll experience the largest selection of baseball and softball gloves and bats in Hawaii. You know the rules. Quality sporting goods, always at a price you can afford. Stop by Sports Stand Sporting Goods in beautiful downtown Waipio, 94-547 Uke'e Street, Suite 303. Or give them a call at 808-676-STAND. That's 808-676-7826. Remember, at Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. Dreaming of owning a home? At Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union, we're here to make it happen. With competitive rates and a local team who understand the Hawaii housing market. Whether you're looking to buy your first home or upgrading, our friendly, experienced team is here to guide you every step of the way. For details or today's rates, call our mortgage hotline at 808-844-8048 or visit hawaiiusafcu.com/mortgages. Hawaii USA, life matters. an equal housing lender.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Heading to the bottom of the eighth, it is 14-5. Hawaii leading UC Riverside. Willows is back out for the bottom of the eighth inning, and UC Riverside will have 9-1-2 with Bergen, Pitts, and Chapman. If you're looking for men's volleyball, Hawaii against Lindenwood, that over on CBS 1500. That is underway. When we're done, we'll invite you to move on over when this one wraps up. I would normally kind of just tell you 14-5 makes it seem like it's been wrapped up. But you know what? UC Riverside, granted, all 5 of their runs came in the first 3 innings. But UC Riverside's competed. Had 5 hits since. They have stranded 5 runners in the last 3 innings. Had the bases loaded in the last 2 innings before grounding out into inning-ending double plays. And you certainly... You put that into consideration when you think of the score, as Danny Veloz's first pitch to Bergen is popped up. Right side of the infield, Ziegler Namoa, the first baseman, looks up, makes the catch, 1 pitch, 1 out. Top of the order now for Robert Pitts. Around the Big West, the story today, UC Santa Barbara winning in 13 innings over CSUN 4-3 on a long balk. Mercy. That is just the worst way to lose, especially in extra innings. Pitts takes a strike in the outside corner. Robert Pitts, 3 for 4, has singled all 3 times and has driven in a run. Meantime, we got a story going on at Cal Poly between the Mustangs and Cal State Fullerton. Next pitch, Pitts sends this into center field. Miura stumble, goes back, he slips again, and he can't make the catch. It's going to fall to his left, and getting into second base is Pitts with a double. I mean, it rained today. The grass, I think, is a little bit slick in some spots. Miura slipped 2 times. Started in, slipped, went back, and then slipped moving back to his left. That's a tough break. David Gibbs is the pinch runner for Robert Pitts. And Manoa Chapman's going to hit. Chapman 3 for 4. So Gibbs at second, 1 out. And the pitch to Chapman is taken for a strike. So here's the story at Cal Poly. It was 8-1. Cal State Fullerton comes back, gets 6 in the 7th, ties it in the 8th. Next pitch, driven out to center. Miura moving back, stays on his feet this time. He'll make the catch for out number 2. And Gibbs will stay put at second base. Cal State Fullerton actually took the lead in the 9th. They were up 9-8, but a wild pitch brought the tying run in for Cal Poly. They're going to extras. Cal Poly and Cal State Fullerton are tied at 9. Pinch hitter here for UC Riverside. It's Diego Boardman, who will hit for Griffin Harrison. 14-5, Hawaii leading, bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch to Boardman is outside. 1-0. Boardman looking for his first hit. The freshman is 0 for 1. Gibbs at second, 2 away. Below's ready. The right-hander looks at second, now delivers. A pitch just on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Boardman. So both teams have dabbled a little bit into their dugouts. 1-1 from Veloz. That's a slider low and in. 2 balls and a strike. Elsewhere, Cal State Bakersfield and UC San Diego, and I guess that one wrapped up. UC San Diego winning that 9-1. And Long Beach State and UC Irvine is a fascinating game right now. 2-1 Fastball low and away, 3-1. Long Beach State is leading 10-7, top of the ninth inning at UC Irvine. That would be considered a little bit of a surprise. Long Beach State was projected to finish tied for 8th in the Big West. UC Irvine 2nd. 3-1. Swing, and this is fouled off to the right now to play. 3-2. Well, kind of like here, UC Riverside projected to finish last, but watching this team, granted it's one game, and what we've paid attention to in 13 games non-conference, given that, UC Riverside does not look like a team projected to finish last in the Big West. 3-2. Swing and a hard ground ball to the right side. Sakino, the second baseman, picks it up, throws to first, gets the out, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, and one left. We'll head to the ninth. It is Hawaii all over UC Riverside by the score of 14-5. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, voted Hawaii's best carpet and flooring company. Stop by Abbey's showroom on Nimitz Highway and see the amazing 7MTC flooring. This revolutionary product is made out of melamine. It's resistant to fading, stains, and even pet scratches. Come by and see the Scratch Test Challenge. 7MTC, available now at Abbey Carpet and Floor.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, where Hawaii goes for flooring.
Contractor's license number C19140.
Aloha, my name is Gino Sequena, Executive Director of the Hawaii Building and Construction Trades Council, an organization that has served Hawaii for over 6 decades. We are one big ohana of the top 15 construction trade unions in Hawaii, and it's highly likely that you, your friends, or family members are employed by one of our trades. No matter where you go in Hawaii, you're bound to see one of the projects or communities we have helped build and sustain. Mahalo to all of you for your support to help us in working together to build a better tomorrow.
Aloha, this is Stan Mahilona from Sports Stan. You're listening to University of Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Thank you, Stan. We go to the ninth, and a new pitcher for UC Riverside. It's 7th. It's Adrian Blanchette, who reaches the bump, his 4th appearance. No wins, no losses, a 5.40 earned run average in an inning and 2/3. Blanchette replacing Brent Godina, who struck out one in his 1 inning of work. UC Riverside, it's been spotty here, but between De Girolamo, Estrada, Godina, in the last 3 innings, just 1 unearned run. Both of these teams did their offensive damage for the most part in the first 5 innings. Hawaii scored 2 in the first, 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and 5 in the fifth. Got 1 more in the 7th inning. So the first person Blanchette's going to face is Shunsuke Sakino, who is 4 for 4, a double, 3 singles, 2 RBI, and a walk. And the first offering to Sakino is outside and out of the reach of his catcher. 1 ball, no strikes. Been a very solid night for Sakino. He's scored all 5 times he has reached base. 1-0 from the righty Blanchette. His pitch. Outside and high, and that also sails over the glove of his catcher. It's 2-0. I want to say hello to the folks from the Baseball Unstitched podcast. They're listening in tonight. 2-0 is a called strike in the outside corner, 2-1 to Sakino. So we love some Bows baseball. Who doesn't? For a team that's 10-2, RPI of 22 coming into this game. They've been fun to watch. 2-1. Fastball away, 3-1 to Sakino. Another podcast. Check out all the podcasts. There are some good ones that are out there. But another podcast, the mid-major rankings from 11.7 college baseball. 3-1 down and in. That's ball 4, and Sakino walks. Has Hawaii as the 7th best mid-major in the country. But it also has UC Irvine at 1 and UC Santa Barbara at 5. And I got to imagine some of that might change given what we've seen here. Leadoff man on, nobody out. Elijah Iquez hit a 2-run home run way back in the 3rd inning. Pitch to Ian is a chopper foul left side. It's 0-1. He's driven in 4. He also had a 2-run single back in the 4th. Iquez's bat has been coming through. Speaking of podcasts, the Sidearm Delivery podcast, which is out there. You can check it out wherever you get your podcasts. So many baseball podcasts. Fastball high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike, which just goes to tell you, no competition. It just goes to tell you, college baseball is great. And the more podcasts out there, the more people talking about the game, even better. But I mentioned that podcast, 1-1, chopper left side. That is foul 3rd. 1 ball, 2 strikes, because the Sidearm Delivery podcast had Rich Hill on there. Portland's coach was there. Eric Sorensen from D1 Baseball was on that podcast as well. And Shotgun Spratling on the X platform mentions a couple of things that Coach Hill said in the podcast, coaching and development lessons. You hear Rich say a lot of those over and over again when we have our conversations before the game. 1-2. That's downstairs, 2-2. There is no substitute for enthusiasm was 1. I haven't heard that from Rich yet. The other one, gotta carve grooves in their cerebellum. That I definitely have not heard. 2-2 pitch. That runs inside, misses 3-2 to Iquez. So that's kind of cool to see Hawaii mentioned out there in that podcast, and apparently there's a little bit more in there on Coach Hill in that podcast. 3-2. That's down low for ball 4. So 2 walks to start the 9th. Sakino to second. Here's Ben Ziegler-Namoa, who has struck out twice. He has 3 hits. He has 4 RBI. And believe it or not, UC Riverside's got 1 more person up in the pen. If Blanchette can't get outs, that might be where this goes. In a 14-5 game, top of the 9th inning. Brandon on the X platform says he's listening from Kapalama and asked how the food is in Riverside. And I'll be honest with you, the answer is I don't know because I just got here. I got here. I leave to go back to Northridge after the game and we'll be back here on Sunday. Or Saturday night into Sunday. So if you want to know what the food is like, I've gotten some recommendations. I'll let you know Sunday. Pitch. Check swing. But that's in for a strike to Ziegler-Namoa. RBI double for him in the 1st. 2-run single in the 4th. RBI single in the 5th. There are some good food places in Riverside, though. 0-1. That runs inside and misses 1 ball, 1 strike. Here with basketball last year, some of us went to right near the hotel. They have a couple of hotels near the convention center in downtown. And there's kind of like a small barbecue joint right across. It's very, very good. 1-1. Slider down and inside. 2 balls and a strike. And then they have not far from there. So, I mean, downtown's really the place if you want to find something good to eat. There's like kind of a food hall that has a bunch of different things in it. Can't go wrong there. 2-1. High and outside, gets over the glove of the catcher and will get to the backstop. And everybody will move up. So Sakino over to third, Iquez to second. And a 3-1 count to Ben Ziegler-Namoa. And if you're wondering, yes, it is that silent here. It's just it's that kind of a game here. 14-5. 3-1. Pitch is lined foul. Goes out of play to the left. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Larry asked, can you please explain the official checking the pitcher's hand and glove? What are they looking for, etc.? Well, they're just looking for anything that doesn't belong, like any kind of substance or anything like that shouldn't be on a pitcher that would give him any kind of advantage. And that's something that we've seen in Major League Baseball. They do a little bit more. College baseball, we're seeing it. 3-2 is ball 4. It's a changeup low, and the bases are loaded. You'll see it sometimes in baseball, and I don't think it's every inning in baseball, but you do see, if you watch enough of it, you'll see an umpire that's looking at a hat, they're looking at a hand, they're looking at the glove. I think some of the rules of that have changed in some of that has changed in Major League Baseball. Is what they look for is running out of the dugout. Is that Justin Johnson? It is. I couldn't tell because it's so cold. He had the hoodie of his jacket over his head, and he was running like he knew that was the only way that he was going to keep warm. He's out there with both pitcher and catcher, and he's got his hand on his shoulder, taps him on the head, and now runs back because he knows that's how he's got to warm up, and heads back to the dugout. It's that kind of night. Bases are loaded for Sage Lancaster, who walked in a run in the 5th. He has 2 singles, has struck out and reached on an error. And the first pitch to Lancaster is taken low, ball 1. If you really want the details of pitching tonight, 12 walks from UC Riverside pitching. Hawaii has walked 6. 1-0. Swing and a miss. That one chased in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. For the last person asking about food, the only food recommendation I'll probably give you is whatever fast food joint I go to on the drive back to Northridge. It's the best I can do. 1-1. Pitch. Swing. That's foul tipped into the glove of Bergen. 1-2. There is a Farmer Boys, which I think is right down the road. Burgers, nothing too crazy. It's a popular fast food place in California. 1-2. That's down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But in fact, I got good recommendations. The photographer here working for UH, Julie Kim, is here. And knowing that I was going to be here, she sent some recommendations, I think, for Thai and I think Vietnamese food. 2-2. Swing, softly hit first base side. First baseman will field it next to the base. That's going to be the only out, but it is going to be a run. 4-3 on the putout. RBI for Lancaster. Sakino scores from third. Iquez gets over to third. Ziegler Namoa over to second. And it's now 15-5, and that's going to be it for Adrian Blanchette. So he got 1 out, and that's all he could do after loading the bases. Tough effort for Blanchette, but his night is done, and we will see the 8th pitcher for UC Riverside here in the 9th inning. It has been a rout. Hawaii adding a run. That run brought to you by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. It's not just sporting goods. It's a way of life. Your score 15-5. Hawaii leading UC Riverside. And with this pitching change, we'll step aside for a minute. You are listening to Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Get ready for Hawaii's biggest pickleball showdown, the Hawaii Pacific Health ESPN Honolulu Open, presented by HMSA. From April 10th to 13th, the Hawaii Convention Center transforms into a pickleball paradise. With practice indoor courts, pro exhibitions, expo, clinics, giveaways, free activities, and more, entry is free to the public. Head to HonoluluOpen.com. Mahalo to our sponsors: Hawaii Pacific Health, HMSA, Pickles at Forte, Ala Moana Hotel, Hawaii Tourism Authority, All Access Ortho, Bank of Hawaii, Office Pavilion, and Waiea Water.
College Basketball Saturday on ESPN Radio.
2.5 seconds to go.
In the final weekend of the regular season, the Kentucky Wildcats head to Mizzou Arena to face the Missouri Tigers.
Drives it, the whistle banks it in, the buzzer! What a shot, he hit it! Are you serious? Wow!
Kentucky at Missouri.
On ESPN Honolulu, 92.7 FM at 1420 AM. Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
15-5, Hawaii leading UC Riverside at the top of the ninth inning. In the eighth, UC Riverside pitcher is Chris Lozano. The left-hander with an ERA of 18 has made one appearance, pitched 2 innings. The batter's average against a 571. Blanchette came in. Bless his heart, he struggled. He allowed 3 walks, a run, and he is still responsible for the 2 runners on base. Iquez at third and Ziegler Namoa at second. By the way, good note back from the folks in Manoa. Shinsuke Sakaino, when he scored on that ground ball out from Lancaster just a short time ago, that was his 6th run scored. He is 4 for 4, has walked twice, and the note on the 6 runs, as Quant steps in here, he is 1 for 4, checks his swing, but there's a first pitch curveball for strike 1 from Lozano. First player to score 6+ runs in a game since April 8th of 1999. 0-1, curveball, softly hit foul of third, and it's 0-2. 7 is the record. And that was Michael Dart, again, back in 1999. No balls and 2 strikes. Lozano, a senior. Quant sends this in the air toward the line out in right field. Right fielder chasing on the run, makes the catch. Tagging up from third is Iquez. Throw coming home is not in time. Iquez will score. Over to third goes Ziegler Namoa. And it's now 16-5. Quant the RBI, his first, and his 12th of the season. And with 2 away, runner at third, here's Kamana Nahaku, who is yet to get a hit. Nahaku is 0 for 4 with a walk. Pitch to Nahaku. That's a breaking ball high. 1 ball, no strikes. 16 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors for Hawaii. 5 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for UC Riverside. 1-0. That's a curveball up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. We might see one more Hawaii pitcher because it's like there's some guys up in the bullpen. 2-0. High and away, fastball gets off the glove of the catcher, and Ziegler Namoa is going to score. And that will clear the bases. A wild pitch bringing in Ziegler Namoa. It's now 17-5. And a 3-0 count to Nahaku. So those runs all charged to Blanchette. 3 walks, all of them convert to runs. And 3-0 to Nahaku. Pitch from Lozano is a fastball taken for a strike on the outer half. Just as we were talking about how the UC Riverside bullpen had kind of settled down for a few innings, and then Blanchette struggled, and Lozano is not making it much better. 3-1. Swing and a liner to the screen right side, foul, and a count full. Game 2 tomorrow, 10 a.m. first pitch, noon Pacific. And then the clocks change Sunday, 1 Pacific, 10 a.m. Hawaii time for the series finale. This pitch ripped a one-hopper off the glove of the third baseman, Walton, into shallow left field. Nahaku around first. He's going to stay right there. And let's see how they're going to score that one. They're going to score a hit, it looks like. Yep. That was a hot shot right toward Walton. It kind of came up on his chest and bounced over him. And there's Nahaku with his first hit. And Aiden Cooney will come up. Cooney, in his only plate appearance, he was a pinch hitter for Draven Nushida last inning. Cooney flied out to left. Hawaii 17, UC Riverside 5. We're in the bottom of the ninth. Pitch to Cooney is a curveball low, 1-0.